Alright, here we are. Welcome everybody, my name is Retrodude, Retro Forever of course, and I have a special guest for you tonight, and this special guest here is the Yoshi Fanatic.
What's going on, guys? Retrodude, thank you for having me.
No problem. Yeah, this is cool, from the UK to America, people. Prime time viewing.
This is like the furthest ever collaboration you've ever had, I take it.
Yeah. I haven't had any collaborations for a while, though. It's been a bit quiet on my end. I don't know why. I think people are quite shy, I notice. So, yes, Yoshi Fanatic, can you explain how you found me and stuff for the audience?
Right. Well, on YouTube a while ago, I was browsing on my lunch break at work on my phone. I'm, looking for stuff to listen to while I'm going through the monotony of, going through CAD and stuff. And I'm like, Retrodude, Super Mario World Part 2, what's this? So I decided, hey, I'll listen to this guy. And, well, here you go. Here we are several months later.
Excellent. And that's how you found me. And yes, I found your channel to be very cool, very engaging, and really good fun, especially the Yoshi mascot on your channel banner. It's absolutely amazing.
Yoshi down.
Yes. Okay, cool. So, guys, if you've got questions for Yoshi Fanatic, feel free to say them in the comments. And also, guys, check out his YouTube channel, which is in the description of tonight. So, give him all the support you can get. Let's see if you can get to 100 subs tonight. Shall we do that?
There you go.
100 subs. Let's go.
Okay. Guys, if I can get up to 100 subs, I'm doing a Super Smash Bros. Guest live stream.
Oh, wow. Hello, come on, camera. Oh, it's blurring. Camera!
Automatic focusing.
I don't know why it does that. Oh, it's fixed now. Why does it do that? Discord? That's a bit strange. Okay, right. Questions, I'm ready. Oh, I've got them on my screen, silly me. Okay, right, here we go. First question for you, Yoshi Fanatic, is when did you start your YouTube career and who inspired you?
Well, the start of my YouTube career, honestly, it's a little bit more complicated than it might seem. You'll go to my Yoshi Fanatic channel and you'll see my first live stream was back in January. But before that, I was part of a different YouTube channel. It's called Volatile Upgrade. I started that way back in when was it? Summer of 2014?
Yeah.
It started off with just a simple 15-minute episodes, not live streams, pre-recorded Let's Plays. We started with Super Mario 64, and went with that for a while.
Okay, cool.
At that time of my life, I had a lot more free time, so I thought it'd be fun to get together with my friends, record some videos, and post them online.
Excellent.
And yeah, that's how I started up the YouTube channel. And I'd say that my biggest inspirations, starting out with at least, were the Game Grumps. I was a huge Game Grumps fan back then.
Oh yeah, the Game Grumps.
Hey, I'm Grump.
And what was it? And he's Grump.
I'm not so Grump.
Grump, we're the Game Grumps.
That's right. Yeah, they were a huge inspiration for me starting out, right down to the format, having two people on the episodes and everything. And it just kept going from there. I started getting more inspired by Barry Kramer, who was the editor of the Game Grumps.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Recently left and started doing his own thing, live streaming wise.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah.
I heard about him. Yeah, he's a really good... Is he the channel editor? Or was it... Or am I thinking the other bloke? I'm probably thinking the other bloke, aren't I?
He was. He was the first editor on the Game Grumps.
Ah, yes, here we go. Yeah. Gotcha.
I tried to emulate his editing style a little bit, but I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
This isn't working stuff.
I know, it takes a lot of your time and dedication and effort, doesn't it?
It does. A surprising amount.
It definitely is. Okay, next question for you is, what is the best Yoshi game in your personal opinion and why?
It's gotta be Yoshi's Island, dude. Yoshi's Island stands as still the king of all Yoshi games, in my opinion.
Wow.
It's just a perfect blend of all the elements that I'm looking for in a game. I really like the snappy platforming, and the controls in that game are superb. It was a unique idea for the time. The art style is great. Still yet to be matched by any other Yoshi game in the series, in my opinion. Music was great, and what can I say? Like all Super Nintendo games, it seems it stands the test of time.
Yeah, my only gripe with that game is the Mario cries a lot.
Yeah, that's true, but that gives you a reason to be good. Don't get hit, so you won't make Mario.
Yeah. Great graphics too. I remember playing that at my old friend's house back in '96. Is it '96? Oh, it must be ages ago.
I think the game came out in '95.
Was it '95? Yeah, it was
nice.
So. Yeah, I keep thinking '96 some weird reason. Yeah,
Maybe
I think
that's when we first played it.
probably, yeah. Yeah, those were the great pastimes of Nintendo. Yeah, what do you think about Nintendo and how they created those games? What was your favorite Nintendo memory? I forgot to put that in one of my questions. Did you play the NES when you grew up? Did you play a lot of the Game Boy and stuff like that?
Well, my introduction to video games was more watching my dad play. You probably already know this, but I'm a younger guy. I was born in '94, so after the Super Nintendo came out.
Oh, brilliant.
I wasn't old enough to play them until like halfway into the N64's lifespan. But I do have a lot of pleasant memories of watching my dad play things like Clay Fighter on the Super Nintendo or Super Mario World.
Wow.
And eventually I got old enough to the point where I liked playing games like, obviously, Super Mario World. But another odd one was, well, I wouldn't say odd, just an odd choice, was Speedy Gonzales and Los Gatos Bandidos.
Oh, okay.
It was a third-party game on the Super Nintendo, but it was surprisingly good. It was like a decent Sonic the Hedgehog ripoff.
Oh, yes. Oh,
but one of my most pleasant memories from that game was I was playing it in my living room on this like little 19-inch CRT.
Yeah.
And I ended up beating the game. And it has like this Mexican music after you beat it. And I remember dancing around the living room with the volume all the way turned up.
Oh, wicked.
I just felt so accomplished.
That's actually awesome. Yeah, I think I remember playing Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny game on the Super Nintendo. I thought, weird. But it was...
Surprisingly, though, the third-party games on the Super Nintendo were actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, I gave a mini review during my live stream of Speedy Gonzales, and I'm like, the graphics are pretty nice, the sprites are nice and large.
Yeah. I dare you to play Yogi Bear on the Super Nintendo.
Yogi Bear. I'll look into it.
That is one of the hardest games ever made, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because it's ridiculously hard.
Rank it in, like in comparison to like Ninja Gaiden or Ninja
Gaiden. I think Yogi Bear about 8.5, around about difficulty 9 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Ninja Gaiden would be up there like 25 million. It's so
25 out of 10.
Well, yeah, 25 out. It's impossible. I mean, I've tried playing Ninja Gaiden, and it's so hard. You keep getting attacked by hawks every time. I mean, it keeps respawn. No wonder the angry video game nerd got really angry with that game. I don't blame him.
What game doesn't you get angry about, to be fair?
Yeah, especially that final boss. Was it four different forms, was it? Or 3 forms or something like that?
I'm not familiar with the game, to be honest with you. I just know it's hard.
Yeah, I don't dare play those games. They're just way too hard. Okay, cool. Right, we'll go on to the next question. If you guys got any questions, submit them quickly. Very quickly, yeah, like down here. Yeah, there's a comment section below of your screen. Yes. We do like to make fun, don't we? Have fun, witty banter. Okay, number 3 is, what are your favourite memories from the 80s/90s era?
80s/90s. Well, I wasn't around in the 80s. But late 90s is when I have the most pleasant memories from Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
I'm a Nintendo guy. You've probably gotten that notion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But what can I say? Like, just playing some awesome games on those systems. Playing Donkey Kong 64 for the first time. Like, I got it for Christmas one year, and I just popped it in the N64 immediately and started playing it.
Okay.
I think just going through those games, having a blast with my sisters or my cousins or whoever wanted to play, just those kinds of things are really pleasant to look back on.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's very good. I think my favourite 80s memory that I remember was playing Spectrum for the first time with my parents, playing a lot of Batman and RoboCop. Could never get tired of it. It was just an amazing game. On those old cassette tapes, do you remember those? Yes.
Can't say I do.
Well, oh yeah, you weren't around, were you? I mean, you were. Yeah. Well, in the UK, we had this Clive Sinclair, who obviously made the Spectrum computers. These were basically 8-bit computers that played cassette tapes on games on cassettes, which is odd because usually you get cassettes for music, but they put game data on it, and it was so cheap. And it was so cheap, you could buy them for £1 or £2, like in these shops. It was still cheap back in the day. But now, obviously, they've gone on, popularity has gone up in price. Don't know why, but hey, retro collectors, stop doing that.
Must be a collector's item these days.
Yes, it is. And one of my friends, who's also a YouTuber, Retro Mickey, he collects lots of C64, which is Commodore 64 tapes as well. And he goes to boot sales and charity shops. He finds great stuff. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my favourite memory. Right, here we go. Next question. 4. How did you get into video games? I think you already said this, didn't you?
Yep, basically watching my dad. Although I do have a fun little story about how I got more invested into video games.
Yeah.
Well, the first part's not so fun because when I was about 5, like I was enjoying video games back then, but my left eye was having an issue. The eye muscles were weak. So,
dear.
my eye was turning involuntarily.
Really?
And it got pretty bad at one point, so I had to go in to get surgery done on it.
Oh, okay.
And after the surgery, my mom was talking to the doctors, and the doctors said to her, well, what does he like to do? Does he like to play video games or watch movies? And she's like, well, he likes to play video games. And the doctor actually said,
right,
well, keep having him play those video games because it actually helps his eyes focus forward. So it'll help his eyes like correct themselves.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Gave me more of an excuse to play video games, I guess.
Oh, that's really fascinating. I did not know that. Now I know. Yeah. No wonder I love playing video games so much. It's actually good for your eye muscles, isn't it? Now, makes sense.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they often say like video games, TV, etc. are bad for your eyes. There are some cases like mine where they can actually help.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Yeah. And also, guys, if you upgrade to your 1080p TV, get a 4K TV, it's actually even better for your eyes, apparently. That's what I've been told.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, more sharper images. The higher the bit, having it higher is like nits is the better. Right. I went to a shop the other day. They said now there's 1,200 nits, which is probably very bright colors, and that's good for your eyes, apparently. Which is interesting. I found out the other day. Interesting stuff. Okay, you said that. 5. What was your first purchase in a computer / handheld or console?
Let's see. Most of my consoles growing up, obviously, my parents got for me. What can I say? The Nintendo DS Lite was probably the first system that I put, about $100 in towards when I was a kid. I'm like, Mom, I really want this DS Lite. So I saved up about $100 for it, and she ended up paying for the rest. But the first system I truly ever bought completely out of my own pocket was in 2014 when I picked up my Wii U.
Oh, nice.
It's still sitting over there, actually.
Oh, is it still saying, hello, Wii U?
Hello, Wii U. I'll dust you off eventually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it didn't sell very well, did it? With Nintendo.
It is. I still really like it. Like, even though it failed, it still succeeded in my heart.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I'll tell you this. It wasn't really a first purchase. My sister won a Game Boy one time back in the old 90s, 1990 or 91 if I recall. My sister went to Shell's station. She did a scratch card competition. It says you can win a Game Boy with free Tetris. And we won. We got a free Game Boy for instead of paying £90, we got it for free. And I went, oh!
That's awesome.
We didn't give money to Nintendo.
Yeah, that must have been a really big deal for you guys as kids.
Oh, yes. We played a lot of Tetris. Yeah.
My mom still loves Tetris to this day. She
Yeah.
has my Game Boy Advance and a copy of Tetris, and I just leave it there for her.
Do you play Tetris on the Nintendo Switch? You know, the new one?
I don't. I haven't gotten into it yet. It looks fun.
Yeah.
I assume you're talking about Tetris 99?
Yes, that's the one. The Tetris Battle Royale version.
It's intriguing. I haven't tried it out yet, but it's on my to-do list.
Yeah, you can get it. I think you can get it from your game store, right? I think it's about $24.99 in the UK. And you get the 12 months Nintendo Live with that, so that's worth it. I think.
Or you can just download it for free from the eShop.
Well, yeah, that's too. I know, that's what Nintendo does. It likes to lure you in. Yeah.
We want the monies. Give us all the money.
Yeah, give us all your monies. So I think my first purchase was Spectrum, then Amiga, and then Game Boy was free, and then Mega Drive, and that's it.
That's awesome.
Were you going to say something? Sorry, I forgot. I accidentally cut you off.
I actually forgot, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Right, we've done that. 5. 6 is, what is your top 5 in the list of top 5 best video games of all time?
Oh boy. I've got my first right off the bat. Number 1 for me is Super Mario 64.
Excellent.
The first 3D Mario game. It wasn't the first 3D game, obviously. You had things like Bubsy 3D and Crash Bandicoot come out before it. But I think it was the first one to really get it right. And to this day, it's still got the moveset of Mario that I prefer out of pretty much any other Mario game.
Wicked.
Like a lot of people will tell you that the controls are clunky and the camera's awful, and those things can be true. But after mastering it, I don't have any problem with it, and I still love it.
Excellent.
My other 4, I'm gonna have to kind of fly by with the seat of my pants on this one.
Yeah, that's fine. How about the top 5 worst games in your opinion?
The top 5 worst. Oh man, there's a lot more worst games.
Well, obviously we're going to be here all night if we did the top 100. Obviously,
right. There's a huge list to pick from, but I'd say overall shovelware games can all just take up those slots.
Yes.
Including a lot of the ones you'll find on the Switch eShop. Vroom in the Night Sky, anyone?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that from RG85. He said it's the worst game in the history of Nintendo Switch. And it's so cheap, wasn't it? It's like $3.99. I bet it's now 99p. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it better be cheap. I mean, people better be paying you to play that game. Let's see. I can try and come up with a top 3 list if you want for my top 3 games. Mario 64 at the top.
1.
I'd have to say Zelda Breath of the Wild is right up there, man.
So that's 2. Cool.
Yep, that's 2. And number 3, you know what? Since I love Yoshi's Island so much, and I am the Yoshi fanatic.
There we go. There we go. Excellent. Very good. I think my top 5 favorite games has to be... One, it has to be Link to the Past.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Second one, Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. Third one is Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. Fourth one will have to be... Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm going to have a brain fog as you now. I'm trying to think what else. GoldenEye, 4th. Perfect Dark. And Perfect Dark for the last one, 5.
There you go.
On the N64, specifically, not the Xbox version.
I find it interesting that both of us picked games that mostly are from our childhood or from back in the day, not exactly the newer ones.
Yeah.
It's kind of telling, don't you think?
It is, yeah. I think my top 5 worst ones has to be Bobbsy the Bobcat. I can't stand that game. Bobbsy the Bobcat 2, all of them. Yeah.
So just your bottom 5 are just all Bubsy.
All Bobsy. I just can't stand him. I mean, he's just another parallel version of Sonic. I just go, nope, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get to Bubsy 3D. Gosh, that game.
Oh man, that was a crud, wasn't it? I mean, in fact, it was running.
I had one of my fans over on Volatile Upgrade way back. He was joking, of course, but he was saying, Bubsy 3D, the best game ever. You should play it.
What could possibly go wrong? This game.
Everything in this game.
Do you?
My goodness.
Jeff, you'll love this. Check out a pilot for Bobbsy the Bobcat. It's got Ron Perlman doing the voice. Not Ron Perlman. One of the voice actors of Raphael from the 80s. He's in this pilot.
Oh, what's his name?
I know it's Ron something. I keep forgetting.
Ron Paulson?
Ron Paulson, thank you.
He also voiced Donatello in the 2012 series.
Yes, that's the one. That's a really good series. I really like the 2012. Dino.
I like it too. I like it a lot too.
Excellent. I think
right up there.
that's one of my
Were you a
questions.
Ninja Turtles fan?
Huge. Back in the 80s, I said, my mum, can you get me a pizza van? I used to have one of the... Did you remember there was a pizza van that had to shoot pizza discs? Oh, it was just so much fun. I remember seeing the movies. I went to the premiere with my mates once. They were dressed up with turtle costumes. It was just such a blast in London. Back in the old 80s. I'll never forget that.
Did you catch the original movie when it first came out in theaters?
Yes, I did. I absolutely loved it. Every minute of it, because it was so perfect to the comic book. That's what I was so happy with. Because, you know, in the original comic book, Shredder gets killed, doesn't he?
He does, yep.
Yeah, which he does.
First issue.
In the first issue. Yes, because I actually do read the comics on my iPhone, which is really cool, and that's what I should get back into it. I really love it. I recommend a comic book. There's a really good one called Ghostbusters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's brilliant.
Oh,
it's one of the best comic books I ever read. It's so funny. Especially Spangler just talking witty nonsense as he usually does.
You know, this is not my list of questions, but if you were to take one media from, one version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be your favorite, which one would it be?
You got me in the spot. I think the 2012 version for me.
Really?
The dark version. I didn't like the 80s version. I thought it was too cringe.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I thought for sure you would have said 80s.
Well, a second one for the 80s. How's that? Obviously, I did grow up that like Krang, Shredder,
Shredder, make me my new body.
That's the best Krang impression ever.
Oh,
replay that on guys. There you go.
Yep, clip that.
Clip that. Yeah, I remember. What was it? I remember this episode. It was so bad. It was like when turtles came into baby form, and I just went, "Oh crikey!" That was the worst episode.
What was that in like season 3 or 4 when things started getting like really Saturday morning cartoonized?
Oh yes.
Like you had the first like 5 episodes, which were actually pretty decent.
Oh yes.
You know, like. I wouldn't say they're true to the comics by any means, but they were actually pretty decent, I'd say.
Yeah.
Then you kind of like dip down season 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you think of Michelangelo grabbing April's front assets in one of the pilots?
Her front assets. That's a very PG way of putting it.
Obviously, we won't say for YouTube.
I never saw it that way as a kid, but when somebody pointed out, what was it, Channel Awesome or something like that?
Yeah.
They pointed it out. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mikey, this is a kid's cartoon.
I know, so filthy. It's like Michelangelo.
And April O'Neil obviously looked like disturbed. She's like, no.
I remember Rocksteady saying, take that camera off, you bimbo, and I was like, crikey, this is a kid's cartoon. It's like harsh language.
Like those first 5 episodes were where it was at for that series, I think.
Yeah, oh man, they were great. I remember there was like apparently there was an off-road season or off whatever. That's what they called it. Apparently, you can check it out, guys, on YouTube. Angry Vinegar talked about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles old cartoons. There was like a side season. That's it. There we go. They went to Europe. I've never seen that actually, so I must look into that.
I actually have. I think that was in season 4, but I don't know if it was ever actually aired. We got that on DVD when I was a kid. That was fun.
Interesting. Okay.
Although something I always noticed in that series, especially for those episodes, was they always swapped out voice actors for the different turtles.
Yeah.
Raphael and Donatello being the most notable ones.
Yes.
Well, it is what it is.
That is true. Okay, right. Should we go on to
with that? Like, since I asked you that question, I ought to probably answer it myself.
Right.
My favorite media of the Ninja Turtles would have to be the 2003 series.
Oh, okay. 2003 series.
Yeah, prior to seasons 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, sorry.
It was the series that I grew up with. Probably the darkest out of all the series so far. And what can I say? It just had a serious tone that I really enjoyed.
I think
the comics.
Shall I give you my reason why I like 2012 so much?
Yeah.
There's a really good episode. They did this in 2 parts when Splinter and Shredder were fighting. For the epic battle scenes. That's why I liked it so much, because it really gripped me. Because I thought Splinter was going to die in that series, but he came out all right. And it was just brilliant.
Did you see the whole series?
I saw like half of it and I gave up a little bit at the end because it got really out of control for me.
I was gonna say, do you mind spoilers at all?
No, I don't mind. I'll probably...
Yeah, it's interesting that you said that every time Shredder and Splinter fought, like, Splinter still got out of it fine.
Yeah.
He actually did die in Season 4.
Did he? Oh, no. Oh.
Yep. And then the Turtles ended up taking their revenge, and Leonardo cuts off Shredder's head.
Wow, that's actually dark for Nickelodeon standards, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's actually interesting because, like this is the monster version of Shredder. Think about, like, TMNT 2.
On steroids,
like,
basically.
Whoa. Yeah, you got the mutated Shredder. And he ends up being the primary villain for that season.
Wow.
But at the very end, it's Leo and Shredder having a showdown. And, like, they have that,
oh, yeah.
jump up in the air and slash each other, then fades out to white. And then it's like, who won? And Leo comes up over the hill to his brothers, holds up Shredder's skull, and he says, Shredder is finished. And drops the
Mortal Kombat styling, crikey.
Yeah, finish him.
Finish him.
But yeah, if you haven't seen that, I would highly recommend checking that out. Season 4 gets pretty good.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out. Now you got me intrigued. Ooh, I like intriguement. No, this is a good thing. We should talk about these sort of things, and we get more group of people in a chat. Does Discord actually allow more people in the chat? Do you know of?
Well, since we're doing a private video call, no, it'll just be you and me unless we add someone to it.
Right. I'm just wondering what the maximum...
We can't have multiple people.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the maximum group limit is. That's what I was just curious about.
Well, are you familiar with Spawncast?
Spawncast. Oh yeah, Spawnwave Media. Yeah, I subscribe to him.
Spawnwave Media. Yeah, I love Spawnwave.
He's so cool. He actually took. You know what? I don't know. I feel sorry for the people who bought the Nintendo Switch Lite. Apparently, it has the same Joy-Con drift issues now as the original Switch. Why is that? I thought Nintendo fixed it.
We were all afraid of that, but Spawnwave does a Saturday night podcast.
Oh
he
yes.
Regularly has like 6, 7, even 8 guests. So
yeah,
that'll give you a pretty good idea of how many people you can have.
Okay. Right. Name your top 5 best gaming companies in order.
Well, let's see here. Shall I include indies?
Yeah, anything is great. Yeah.
Well, as far as like development goes, I'd have to say Nintendo makes my favorite games, so they have to be at the top for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna put who was it that that made Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank?
Insomniac Games.
Insomniac Games. There you go. That's one of them. I mentioned this in one of your streams recently. I love the PS2 games, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper. Those developers are really good.
I wonder if they'll bring him back in PS5. Would that make you excited?
It would. It would probably convince me to buy a PS5.
Cool. What else?
Yacht Club Games has to be up there. They're an indie developer. They're smaller. They've only published one game. But they're continually pushing out content for it. Shovel Knight?
Yeah, for free content. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. If you bought it when it first came out, you got Plague Knight or Plague of Shadows, you got Spectre of Torment.
Spectre of Torment is brilliant, guys. Play it, please.
It's great.
You just
but you get all that for free.
Yeah, you just basically slide on the rails and you go boing. That's just fantastic. And also that new puzzle game that looks really good, doesn't it? That new one, that drill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems to be
drill
inspired by SteamWorld Dig or something.
That's it. Perfect. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what else?
Let's see. Gotta give it to Naughty Dog. Even though I don't exactly care too much about their most recent games, there's no denying they've got a mass appeal and they're very well constructed. So, and they're also responsible for Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, and all that. So I gotta give it to them.
Did you play Uncharted 4 when you could play Crash Bandicoot?
I did. It was kind of a weird cameo. I liked it. It wasn't exactly true to Crash Bandicoot, I would say.
Yeah. So
I still got to come up with a 5th one. Gonna hand it to Team Cherry.
Team Cherry.
Hollow Knight.
Oh yes. Is that any good, Hollow Knight? I might look into that.
Hollow Knight is fantastic. Like, I can't put it in my top favorite franchises because there's only one game right now.
Right.
But if I had to say like what my favorite Metroidvanias would be, Hollow Knight would be at the top.
Wow, that's great, guys. This is coming from the awesome Yoshi Fanatic himself. He approves. Excellent
It's
stuff.
a double Yoshi thumbs up for me.
I think my top 5 favorite gaming companies are, first is Nintendo, of course. They've always been amazing. Sega, I adore Sega. I still adore Sega to this day. They just make countless of excellent games. Streets of Rage, all Sonic games, everything. Third will have to be Capcom for Mega Mans and all the other great IPs, Resident Evils and... let's see, Nintendo, Sega, Capcom. Fourth will have to be Naughty Dog, like you said, because I adore Uncharted series. I can't wait till if they do another one for the PS5, my height level will go through the roof, literally. I'm going to scream for joy if that happens. But it's probably going to happen anyway. What's the other one? It's Sonic. Yeah, Sonic games I like too, just as you. They're really good company. Ratchet and Clank is one of my favourite franchises as well. I don't know about you. Have you played them?
I've played the first one, and the other ones are really intriguing to me. Yeah, very well constructed games.
Uh-oh. We seem to be losing video signal.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm sure...
Well, I think we can probably power through it, right?
Yeah. You gotta be alright, or should we just wait till it comes back up?
Well, I can still understand you. You're still legible to me.
Oh, that's okay. Phew. Oh, come on, pick it up. It's Discord. Okay then. Right. We've done that anyway, so that's cool. Right. Desk gaming companies. Here we go. Hey, this is a good question for you. Where do you see video games going in 5 or 10 years' time?
I don't have a good outlook for it, my dude. Honestly, I see a lot more microtransactions. I see a lot more loot boxes. I see more mobile ports and just focus on mobile stuff, unfortunately. And on the console side, I see a lot of, really huge downloads for games. You got like a 2 terabyte hard drive in, say, your PS5, and it's taken up by 5.
Yeah.
I kind of have a bleak outlook on it, but if anyone's going to pick it up, if anyone's going to pick up the slack, it's probably going to be the indie games, and probably Nintendo. So, yeah, I don't have the greatest outlook on it. I see streaming, too. Streaming is going to be pretty popular in the future.
Yeah. I know what you mean, dude. Yeah, I think where I see video games going in 5 or 10 years' time is probably similar to what you say, but microtransactions is going to get worse. I think single-player games are going to get affected. They're going to be more expensive. They're going to say, would you like more levels? Pay up.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Where do you see consoles dying out and PC and phones taking over? Because I see that happening someday.
Especially
it's already happening with Xbox.
Oh yeah, with Xbox Live, yeah, and then was it xCloud they're going to work on? Yeah, I think is it out yet? xCloud yet?
I don't think so. I think Google Stadia's got the first release ahead of it, and xCloud hasn't released like a ton of information.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't really follow it so much, so I could just be behind the curve.
Okay. Yeah, I think the problem is, guys, I think future's gonna get more expensive, I think, as well. I think it's not gonna get any cheaper, is it? Especially
no.
your video game tax is up in America, which is stupid, isn't it? Why?
Well, it's not up yet.
Is it not up yet?
That's something that still needs to pass through. I haven't seen it. I think what it is Trump is trying to put extra tariffs on anything coming from China, which includes a lot of our video game. So what I'm hearing is a lot of the bigger companies want to switch, like they want to make warehouses in different countries to avoid that tariff.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the effects of it yet. If video games do go up a little bit, I probably won't care too much.
Yeah.
I don't buy a ton of video games anyway. But if it gets up to like $100 for a AAA game,
yeah,
I'm out.
Same here. I would just stop completely. Just go back to the old consoles again. Or just play the Switch and just play the cheaper games.
Hey,
No.
you are Retrodude after all.
Well, there you
Retro
go.
forever.
Retro forever. We jump up in the air and do that sort of stuff. I think this is the problem with our digital age as well. What are your opinions about digital and physical goods? Do you think physical games will go away as well? Or do you think they'll carry on staying in our shops?
Well, this next generation, I think it's already confirmed that we will have disc drives in the PS5 and Xbox, whatever they use it. So physical will still live on for a little bit, but ultimately I do see it dying out. Digital is getting so much more popular nowadays, and there's just a lot of convenience to it. You want a new game on your Switch, you don't want to have to carry around the game with you everywhere, download it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's a shame because honestly, I like having my physical games. Let's see, like I've got my collection of Switch games over here. Not a whole lot, but I've got most of them on physical.
Oh, okay. What games have you got so far?
Well, I've got Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah, I've been meaning to try that out. Yeah,
it's not awful. It's not worth the $60, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'll get it cheap.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, that's
gotta
good.
have that on the Switch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I gotta finish this one, Rayman Legends.
That's awesome. Play the Guitar Hero level. You'll love it.
I love that level.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So Mario Maker 2. You've seen me play this one.
That's an excellent game. I must get back into it.
Yeah. Super Mario Party.
Ooh, is that any good?
So you'll hear a lot of people say that it's not, but Sky and I have put in a combined total of 55 hours in playing this.
55 hours. That's true.
55 hours. So we really like it. I wish there was more boards, but I honestly really like the game.
Is it very similar to the N64 games back in the day, or is it different?
It is. It does go back to each character takes a turn instead of all riding around in a buggy.
Right.
But it also adds in some new features that I really like from the 3DS games. Like you can get an ally to add to your dice roll. Each character has their own unique dice block that you can use instead of the standard 1 through 6 die.
Right.
For example, Yoshi's dice. I really hate his dice, but it's instead of being 1 through 6, it's a 0, 1, 3, 3, 5, 7.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Each character has their own unique die like that.
Right.
Bowser's is probably the best with -3 coins, -3 coins, 1, 8, 9, 10.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
So, let's see, Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I just finished up another playthrough of it last night.
Did you manage to get all the secret ending to that one?
I did. I didn't get 999 moons, but I got 880, which is the supposed final total that you should have if you do everything.
Right.
The rest you just have to buy. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I like it a lot, but I haven't played it a whole lot. Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Amazing game, guys. Go and get it.
It is. It's so good.
My
favorite Zelda game, actually.
And the sequel's going to come out. Oh my god, Ganondorf!
I know, it already looks fascinating. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Zelda Link's Awakening.
Yes, which I saw your live stream. I totally agree with you. Slowdown's absolutely awful in that game.
It is. I have a lot of nitpicks, but overall it's got a lot of charm.
Yeah.
And Yoshi's Crafted World.
And that was the game he recommended me, guys, and I live streamed that. Yeah. And you also live stream as well.
Yeah. But
cool.
Yeah, like obviously I like having my physical games. Even on PS4 where having the physical games literally does nothing for you.
Yeah.
I still have all my PS4 games sitting over here on the shelf. It's just nice to look at.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a sad future for physical games, I have to say, but it's one that I see being inevitable.
Yeah, I think it's getting too expensive for the packaging, the printing, and all that stuff. Distribution, advertisement, it all costs money.
Yeah, and especially like with the cartridges on the Switch, like you always hear the supposed Switch tax, right?
Yes, I heard about this.
That's because the cartridges are actually more expensive when you get up to the cards that have, say, 32 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes of storage.
Yeah.
Developers are like hard pressed to want to print off copies of it. so they just sell it digitally.
I know, this is why I hate Capcom when they do this. You guys get it you get obviously the cartridges for Capcom games like Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, but in the UK, no, download the digital version.
Yeah, that sucks. And I hate that. Like, even with things like Spyro, for example. Remember the whole issue that they had getting the game on one disc for the PS4 Xbox One?
It's the same for the Switch as well.
Carried over to the Switch.
Yes.
Carried over to the Switch.
Oh, Switch.
It's like, at that point, there's no point in having the physical version. It's nice to have a box to look at, but if you got to download compared to the game,
I know
what's the point?
I know it just murders your memory card. It means you have to get a terabyte hard SD card, and they like 450 quid in the UK. That's too much money.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's insane.
It's insane.
Those prices will go down when the technology gets further along, but for now, it's not exactly ideal, to say the least.
I'll probably pay £200. I wouldn't pay £400 for it, though. For an SD card like that for 1 terabyte. That's a pretty decent price, I think, for a terabyte. But
by the way, that Switch text that I was just talking about,
yes.
You said you saw Hollow Knight on store shelves for 30 quid?
Yes.
That's the reason that's 30 quid. It's $15 on the eShop.
I heard this.
Limited run games, it's more expensive to put it on the cartridge, so they charge more for it.
Oh, that's why. I see. Oh, now we know the mystery of why the the game prices are going up, especially packaging. Yeah, all that stuff. Fitting the card. You know, they should go up to like 128 gigabyte game cards, shouldn't they, in the future? I think, especially for the next Zelda game. Would you think they should do that?
I think it depends. Nintendo's got some sort of magic going on at their development studios that they're able to compress the game so much more than other companies.
Yeah.
Like, you mentioned Breath of the Wild.
What was that?
Okay, then. A motorcycle, I guess.
Okay.
But you mentioned Breath of the Wild. I think that game was only like 11 gigabytes.
Yeah.
And for that, you only need like a 16 gigabyte card. Mario Odyssey, we were just talking about, that game looks fantastic. I assume you would agree with that?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The game looks brilliant. The graphics are nice. It's got a lot of content. Can you take a wild guess as to how big the file size is?
Is it 7 gigabytes?
5.
Nah, a little bit overboard. Good guess, though.
5 gigabytes.
5 gigabytes. Yeah, that's pretty small, which is good.
If you can get games like that, Mario Odyssey, in 5 gigabytes, there's not really a need for that big a capacity of a cartridge, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right, okay.
I got us completely off track.
It's alright, we've been spurring out in different ways. I probably have said this. What is your favourite cartoon show growing up back in your youth? You probably said a couple.
Easily
How many?
Ninja Turtles.
Easy Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Even anything else? Other shows beside that?
Well, I didn't watch a whole ton of cartoons growing up. I didn't actually have TV growing up.
Oh, okay.
But the way that I would watch Ninja Turtles is either buy them on VHS,
yeah,
or my grandma would actually record them on live TV and give us the VHS tapes. They would often have other cartoons too, but those are the ones that really stuck with me.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I probably said my thing. Turtles for me is one of the things I like. I used to watch a really good show back in the day called Battletech. I don't know if you heard of it. It's a very good CGI cartoon show. Mech warriors just shooting lasers. Boo boo boo. It's just fun. But they only did 13 episodes, and that's why it was a short-lived cartoon show. I hope someone brings it back. You know, I adore Battletech. It's just one of the funniest shows ever. That was the early.
How long did that show go for?
I think it was just a couple of seasons. Well, not a couple of seasons. I was just say there's only did one season. I think it just spread out. I remember watching it on Cartoon Network back in the UK when it broomed in '92, and I thought, whoa, this is weird. I mean, it was basically like a video game inspired by cartoon meshed together. It's just very, very well made. It's just a shame it's not loved by a lot of people because it's just short lived. You should, if you have a check. Skeleton Warriors I used to love. Skeleton Warriors. They did this.
Warriors,
they did this awesome thing. Skeleton Warriors. Something. Oh, Yeah, checking the intros, cartoon intros. Yeah, I remember the RoboCop cartoon as well. That was just...
Can't say I remember that one.
That was just weird. And the fact it was not violent, which made it even more disappointing. But that was it for me.
Here's another one, actually. I got another cartoon that I really liked as a kid, Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. Oh, that's good. That's a good choice. Did you see the movie version that came out?
The recent one for the Teen Titans Go?
Yeah.
I haven't. I've heard that it's funny.
Is it?
But I haven't seen it yet. I actually just went through and watched both Teen Titans and Young Justice in their entirety with my wife.
All right.
And yeah, we had a good time with that.
Awesome.
But we don't touch Teen Titans Go. We don't talk about that one. That's the series that shall not be named.
Oh, that's good. Very good answers. Okay, we said that. What are your views on microtransactions, of course?
Well, you could probably tell from my previous comments, I'm not a fan. It's like, I paid $60 for this game already. Why do I need microtransactions? Why do I need to buy more?
Yeah.
I think it's excusable, not favorable in free-to-play mobile games, for example, like Mario Kart Tour, for example.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to advance faster in that game, you can buy things. And that's excusable because it's a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
But things like NBA 2K19 or whatever that have like a full casino in them, that's just dirty.
Yeah.
And like I said, I already paid $60 for this game. Why do I need to pay more money for it?
Exactly. Why pay more?
What are your views on them?
I just don't like them. I think these companies are just preying on the youngsters of getting their dad's credit card and go, oh, I will buy a pack of like this, packs, and then and parents wonder why they're out of money all the time.
How am I going to pay my mortgage this month?
Exactly.
Stop playing that game.
I know, exactly. It's like, how am I going to pay my electric bill? Stop buying these stupid packs that don't mean anything. It's worse with EA games, especially the FIFA games. It's like, Ultimate Sports Pack for like 45 quid. Why pay that? It's like the same price for a game. Stupid. I mean, if they carry on this in the next consoles, I hope they don't do this, but
going to.
But they're probably going to go to, aren't they? They're going to say, well, if you want another level, like I've said previously, pay £10 or 20 quid, or I'll just say that's stupid. Just give me the whole game, like everything else. Yeah.
Especially when they lock like key features behind a game, behind DLC, right?
Oh,
like
Angry
Mario
Video
Kart Tour, for example, is like 200. You want 200cc? Fork over that $5 a month.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that. That's a joke.
No, yeah. When games do that, I can't stand it. So that to summarize my thoughts on microtransactions, $60 games, full price games, don't. Leave them out. Just leave them out.
Yeah.
Free to play games, they're
push them out.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Get them out of here. Yeah, let's do an Italian stepper. Hey, Master the Bullet, hey, get out of here. Now the Italians are going to be offended with my accent. Who cares? Anyway, it's all for a good fun. Just chill.
Yeah.
Okay. 11 is, what are you excited for the PS5? You probably said this already, but can you tell me?
It depends. It really depends. Like I'm looking at some of the features that it has, like an SSD, which is it's fascinating. Like they're really focusing on load times this generation coming up.
Yeah.
Which can be good for game developers. It's looking like the graphics are going to be like unreal. But it really depends on the games that it has. I'm very much a games guy, not a graphics guy.
Yeah.
So, so I'm excited to see what the PS5 has to offer, but, it's got to prove itself to me first.
Yeah, especially the launch games, and especially, apparently there's going to be like 2 versions of the PS5. I'm very confused about that. There's going to be original base PS5, then the Pro version. At launch.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
And that's probably a rumor. So, obviously, guys, this is a rumor. It's not concrete yet. But, yeah.
Yeah, if it's wicked expensive, I'd say wait for that price drop. They did that for the PS3. They did it for the 3DS. Like, when things are wicked expensive, nobody buys them. They're like, oh, well, okay, we'll back off a little bit.
Well, maybe 2 or 3 years' time when it's down like to £400 or £300, maybe again. Yeah. Like you said, the technology gets cheaper due to course.
It really does depend. I guess I just got to see some solid stuff from Sony first to really solidify my thoughts.
Yeah, and there's going to be another PSVR, obviously, the 2, obviously, coming out with it. But if they do that at the same time...
You're a big fan of VR, aren't you?
Yeah, I love VR.
What are your thoughts on PSVR? It seems to be pretty prominent on your channel.
Yeah, it's good fun. I feel with PSVR, it actually helps me with my fears and anxiety and stuff, getting out and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's good to, especially like RPGs, you know, if you play, apparently there's like LA Noire, which I'm definitely going to look into purchase, because that's really good, because it'll help me read facials better, and, you know, because you can't do it from TD, and it's better in 3D, I think, because then you can see objects and stuff, and go, oh, there's evidence over there, go and get that. Yes, I'm a huge fan of that game. I love homicidal games, you know, you got to figure out who's the killer and stuff like that, you get your brain ticking, sort of thing.
That's interesting.
I love those.
Speaking of the hardware for VR, what do you want to see if they do have a PSVR 2? What features would you want to see in that?
Well, I like them to do like the Nintendo glove, you know, back in the 80s. The Power Glove. It's so bad.
Power Glove.
Yeah.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Completely holds up that quote, aged like fine cheddar.
Yep, you can. That quote will just stay in my mind and your mind for the rest of our lives. If they can do, like, you know, you can actually grab with your hands instead of pressing buttons, I'll be impressed.
You know, Oculus is actually doing that for their next headset.
Are they?
You don't even have to have a controller.
Ah.
No, hon.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I love you.
I love you too, hon.
Oh,
this
that's
guy's
sweet.
gonna go shopping.
Oh, that's good.
We recently found out that we're having a boy, so she's gonna take a look and see if...
Oh, is it confirmed?
Yep.
Oh,
100%
excellent.
confirmed.
Congratulations.
Thank you. His name's going to be Jeremiah James.
Oh, that's a great name. Awesome,
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. I'm very happy for
Looking
you.
forward to it.
Oh,
But the new Oculus headset actually... Oh, there goes my...
yeah,
again.
it's alright.
Going down the drain.
It's alright. It'll pick it back up.
But the new Oculus actually, it seems like it's going to have something where it'll track your hands instead of having to use a controller.
Ooh.
Like no hardware involved at all. Like it senses your hands.
Senses your hands. So it'll be gonna like, beep. It'll be like the Minority Report. Put it up there. Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know what it's actually going to be like. It's obviously not released yet.
Yeah.
But that's pretty exciting.
That's
It's a step closer to what I think VR should be.
Yeah, yeah. And also the next VR for me has to be wireless for the PS5.
Oh, absolutely.
I hate wires. They are hazardous. I mean, I keep tripping over the little box thing, you know, for the processor, and I'm just going like, I'm going to have an accident one day. I hate it. I hate wires.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen, one of my friends has the HTC Vive, and, like, he shows me the setup. I'm like, you need 4 sensors on each corner, you need all these wires, junk, what is this?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What is this?
But you know what I think my problem with VR is not the VR hardware itself, or itself in any merits. It's the fact that, like, I saw the anime Sword Art Online, and I'm like, that's what VR should be. And it's like, obviously right now it's just putting a helmet on your face, which, obviously for people, for some people it's great, yourself included. It doesn't really do anything for me, though.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Not yet, anyway. If it gets to that point, then I'm all in.
And they had to eliminate motion sickness. I don't know how they're going to do that. I think it'd be interesting, though. Because I know the original PSVR does 120 hertz, which is the refresh rate, which is still quite low, but I think they can go up a bit more and stop the motion sickness.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, right, next question for you, buddy, is what are your future goals for your YouTube channel? That's a good question.
It's something I don't really think about a lot. I kind of just see myself going on and doing the same thing that I've always been doing for this channel.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. It's not something that I'm trying to get anywhere with.
Right.
But one thing I would like is, you know, having more fans to come by and check me out. Right now I have a pretty steady fan base of like I have 66 subscribers at the moment. But I have 5 like real dedicated viewers that generally tune in for most streams, and that's awesome.
Yeah, Cryoside is one of your biggest contributors.
Cryoside, Retro Records, Starlo295, Yoshi the Best.
Yeah.
My brother and sister-in-law. They like to watch too.
Oh, that's cool.
But
That's
like
good.
if I can keep going and get more of that, that'd be awesome. That's something I love about streaming.
The main thing is just keep going.
Yep, that's exactly it. If I can keep going and keep doing it, even when I'm a father and when I have more responsibilities, if I can still take 2 or 3 hours out of my week to keep doing it, that's my goal. Like, to be able to keep doing it.
So funny you should say that. I was going to ask you about that as well, because you're going to be father soon as well. So you already answered that question. So that's really interesting, because obviously baby commitment's got to take up more of your time than YouTube's got to be tricky to do, isn't it? On a consistent basis, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of already is tricky to do. So it'll be interesting to see how much more tricky it gets.
Yeah.
But you know what? Take a step at a time. Don't worry about it too much.
Yes. Okay, right. Okay, 13 is, what issues do you think YouTube needs to fix with this platform?
Demonetization definitely is the biggest issue. I don't want to get too much into politics or anything like that. But I tend to lean right, so I like to watch people like Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, people like that. And their content is regularly demonetized because they hold unpopular stances. YouTube is obviously like the headquarters. It's Google, and Google is very left-leaning. So it's like they don't want to see any of that right-leaning stuff on there.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond politics, too. Like, you look at channels like Geeks and Gamers, The Quartering, Nerdrotic, people who are critical of Marvel and Disney in general for their leftist propaganda and everything. They get demonetized regularly. So I think YouTube needs to be more objective in its demonetization practices rather than, I don't want to see this.
Yes. You know? Yeah. I have my issues as well. I mean, especially with YouTube, what's that called? YouTube Premium, is that it called? You know, when they have
YouTube
their own
Red, I believe,
or is it YouTube Red, and then, something like that. But you know, they have their own shows that has swearing, nudity, and violence, all that stuff, and then other channels get down with a demonetization hammer, saying you can't.
You're out.
Exactly, it's like 3 strikes, you're out, but they can get away with it. That's what really annoys me about YouTube. I wish they fixed that.
I saw that actually recently in action when I was listening to a recap of Spawnwave's Spawncast.
Yeah.
And like RGT85 dropped the F-bomb or something like that in like the first 10 minutes, and Spawnwave John was just like, oh, there it is, the yellow mark. Like, they actually demonetized the stream from that.
Oh, yeah.
How insane is that?
I know, freedom of speech is going down the toilet, isn't it?
So I think YouTube needs to get that figured out. Otherwise, we'll just go to other platforms. Mixer doesn't seem to have that issue. Twitch doesn't.
Yeah, I thought Twitch has stricter rules, don't they? Similar to YouTube's.
You know what? You're right. They do have a lot of things where they get rid of creators for silly reasons.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you show like like a rude part, they get banned, and I know girls do that. You know, these streamers.
Yeah. Mixer at least doesn't seem to have that, so YouTube, Twitch, if you keep it up, we got Mixer. We'll go over to Mixer. Retrodude and I both have Mixer channels.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go to Mixer. Yeah. I wish, my only criticism with Mixer, why does it delete your live streams after like 7 days?
Yeah, that's an issue. I don't like that at all. It's probably because they've got like smaller servers dedicated to it.
Yeah.
So you can't keep those videos up forever.
I mean, how are you supposed to grow your channel on the Mixer, and if people can't find your content?
That's the hard part. Yeah. If they can introduce like an alternate to YouTube's like archives, that would be fantastic. For now, we're stuck like doing our streams on Mixer, YouTube, and Twitch, and then just archiving them on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
So yeah, I think that's a fair criticism.
Yeah, cool. Right. 14 is, if you had a time machine, what would you like to change? I know it's a bit of a weird question.
I think it's less about what I'd like to change because, playing with a time machine, going back and trying to change things. I mean, we've all seen enough time travel movies to know that causes a mess. I mean, Back to the Future 2, anyone?
Oh, yes, of course.
But something that I think I would like to change for myself is actually experience what it was like to see video games change from the arcades and Atari and everything.
Yeah.
Its growth from that to N64. I mentioned earlier I'm quite a bit younger. I'm only 25, so
Yes.
I missed the jump from the NES and Super Nintendo, and it was a huge jump. And an even bigger jump was from the Super Nintendo to the N64. It was mind blowing for like everybody at that time, but I was like 2 or 3 years old when that happened. I couldn't possibly care less when I was that age.
Interesting.
So if I were to change anything, I would go back and experience that jump in technology in video games for myself.
Interesting. Okay.
That is an interesting question, though. What do you think you would do with a time machine?
If I had a time machine, yeah, I will go back. I will stop the wars, and then we can all live in peace. There you go.
There you go. That's very altruistic, kind of.
Get rid of World War One and Two. Never happened. Get rid of
You know what? I can get down with that.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to relive the horrors of. I feel sorry for these veterans now who just suffer like traumas and memories of their I died and what I mean, like things like that, horrific memories.
I have a lot of respect for veterans too. Like that's something that I think a lot of people are losing is respect for the military and authorities and everything like that. Especially veterans, like they come back and they've gone through hell, like I mean, I can't even imagine having to take another man's life.
Yeah.
Like, these guys have to do it because, for the sake of our freedom and for the rights that we have in our respective countries.
Democracy.
It's something they just have to do. Right. Yeah. And to protect that, they come back and they suffer from, trauma and everything. And then they just get the shaft.
Is that post-war? What's it called?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, there's like something else, a war something disorder as well, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I think something like that. Yeah.
I think those guys deserve a lot of respect, though. Like, it's not like they want to take someone else's life, but they have to, and they're doing a job that, honestly, a lot of us should be willing to step up and take, but we can't for whatever reasons. I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, me too. This is why I like November. Remembrance Day in the UK. We have the poppies on. I always wear them. Respect them. Respect the fallen.
Yeah, we have actually a very similar holiday over here. It's in May. It's Memorial Day.
Oh yes.
And every year I go to my hometown church. They actually have a very good service for it. Remembering the veterans and everything, and after the sermon and everything, we march down to the cemetery, and they have kind of a 4-gun, 3-shot salute.
Okay.
Fallen veterans.
Interesting.
So, I think that's awesome.
It's awesome stuff. Excellent. Sorry, I'm just gonna sort this out. 2 seconds. That's a bit quiet in the chat, guys. Where are you today? I'm sure.
That's all right. They can watch the archive.
Yeah. That's cool. Right, 15. Any hints and tips for being a successful content creator?
I don't know. Let me know when you figure that out.
Okay, that's a short answer.
I guess one thing I can say is, a couple things I can say is keeping a consistent schedule is very appealing to viewers. Like, you and I both do this. You have your Wednesday and Friday streams at the same time every week, and you put up a video or 2 on Tuesdays. You're keeping with a good schedule, and that's very appealing to viewers.
Yes.
I think that's definitely good.
Think like TV program, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they want to be able to tune into a certain time, certain place. And I guess another one is always keep your viewers' best interest in mind.
Yes.
For me, it's kind of... This is silly, but the streaming schedule.
Yeah.
I'm over here in the U.S.
Yes.
Right? So I start my Friday streams at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's just the time that works out best for me. Sky and I can have dinner after work, and then I set up and everything.
Cool.
But a couple of my fans are over in the UK and Switzerland. Bryside is from Switzerland, so he's actually an hour ahead of you, actually.
Oh, yes.
So for him right now, I think it'd be 9:11? No.
It's
9:11 right now.
9:11
p.m.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, in my time, it's 11 past 8 now.
Yep, so he's an hour ahead of you.
Yeah.
And so when I start my stream on Fridays, it's 2 a.m. for him.
Yeah.
But he still tunes in because he likes watching my stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, but I'm always trying to figure out a better way to schedule my streams, trying to say like, oh, instead this week we're gonna do Saturday afternoons because you guys will still be awake at that time. Keeping in mind what games they want to see.
Yeah.
Within reason, of course.
Yeah, because you said something to me that was very interesting on one of my live streams about one of your fans was requesting a game, and you said, can you explain about that? Because I think that'd be interesting for the people.
Yeah, so one of my fans recently, I'm not trying to call him out or anything. I think his stance on
obviously just say blank.
Yeah. He wanted me to play Undertale. And he's a very big fan of that game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are. It's a very popular game, but I don't see it as one that I really want to play. And like he's very passionate about it. He really wants to see me play it, so he's trying to like convince me,
Right.
And I'm starting to kind of like resend my thoughts on it a little bit. Undertale, it looks fine. It's not like my kind of game, but
yeah,
I could try it out. Thing is, it's $20. I don't want to waste $20 on a game I'm not sure if I'll like or not. But it has a similar game, Deltarune Chapter 1, for free.
Right.
On the Switch, so I downloaded it. I'm gonna give it a shot, and if I like it, I'll consider playing Undertale.
Yeah, that's good. And also, a good tip, guys, is to play your games before you do live streams, because that way you can get a feel of it, and then the controls, and you adjust the graphics if you wanted to, say on PC, so something like that. It's good to do that. Be prepared. I think I've seen a lot of streamers do this all the time. They play a game, they don't know what they're doing, and I go like, oh, bye. That's just me, though.
I think that is a good tip, and frankly, it's a case-by-case basis. Like, with Zelda Link's Awakening, for example. I never touched this game.
Yeah.
And I actually opened it on my live stream. I don't know if you saw that.
I think I might have seen some form, yes.
Like when I started this stream, it was still in its packaging. I was on the Switch's menu. Yeah. And like it was still in its wrapping, the plastic and everything. And I took off the wrapping, put it in my Switch for the first time. But for the most part, I think you're right. Like, it's good to have an idea of what you're doing. Yeah. Like, you want to play the game and get a hold of it and not make an idiot of yourself.
No, but I respect you. You tried the first time when I watched you in my own time. Because I said, this is good because you're actually... Well, I don't know. How shall I say this? You did it good. You did really well in the first try because it is a very difficult game to get into and it's quite hard for a Zelda game like that.
Guess how many times I died in that first stream?
You died
it actually keeps track.
And it's hard to get that super perfect ending if you die on... That's what I heard as well. So you have to do it without seeing the game over screen, then you get the secret ending, isn't it? That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's right. So when I do finish my stream series, I'm going to go back and do a second playthrough on normal mode.
I think that hero mode's too much.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to heal you, so...
Well, you can go to the fairies, it still counts, it's okay.
That's true, and there are fairies in a bottle you can get, apparently.
Yeah, so that's okay, yeah. Okay, 2 more questions and then I'm done with mine. So, if you could have one celebrity to be on your live streams, who would it be and why?
I'd have to go with one of my favorite YouTubers, but between that, it's going to be a tough choice.
Ooh.
Probably either the Game Grumps or Barry Kramer, since they were my first inspirations.
Nice.
Either that, or are you familiar with Peanut Butter Gamer?
Yes, I heard of him, yeah.
He used to have this thing that he did on his channel called Zelda Month. He would dedicate the whole month of November, and sometimes part of December, to making Zelda videos. Because Zelda is like one of his favorite franchises. I think if I were to do a Zelda playthrough, have him on the stream, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that. I'll go like. I wish you could do infinity likes on YouTube. I know you can only do 1 like at a time. If I had a celebrity, crikey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. I'll be
your biggest inspirations, yeah.
Obviously, and I do the voice. Hello, everybody, and
get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Yeah, he commended Stallone for his Rambo movie. When I went, and apparently the new Rambo movie's doing terrible. Apparently at the moment. Have you heard? Last Blood. It's a stupid name for a movie. I mean, we had First Blood, then First Blood Part 2, and then Rambo, and then, Rambo 3, and then it just gets more confusing every time. So why does Stallone do this? Every time I just go, like, scratch my head and go, like, he did this with Rocky as well, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Balboa 6, wasn't it? And then,
yeah, I can't say that I follow that too much, but I did see a trailer for the new Rambo movie that I liked a lot. That, you know, I'm not one for being very politically correct if you haven't noticed. But I saw the trailer and it's like, if you don't like grit and gore and everything, this might not be for you. And it's like it's not being apologetic. It's a manly movie.
It's a man.
It might offend some special snowflakes out there.
Oh, SAWs. Yeah. Hold your horses. Don't say angry stuff in the comments. Uh-oh. I don't think they will.
But I do like that movie is being very unapologetic about that. It's like, you know, that's something that's not very common these days. Good for you, Rambo. Yeah,
and he apparently imitated Home Alone. I went, oh, really? Home Alone? With all the traps, with the bow and arrow stuff. I mean, I like the recent Rambo, like the other one. I know it's so confusing when he. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really follow the series, so.
But fair enough, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, oh man, if I had him on my live stream, you could talk about the Terminator 2, how I did the stuff, and I'd be like going, yes, and I love to have David Hayter on here. He's my hero. Have you heard of
that?
He's the voice of Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, okay, great.
And he's also did a voiceover for Bloodstained, the new game as well. Yeah, he's an awesome actor. Check him out. He's on a Cameo, so if you want to hire him for like your special wedding thing, if you want to do that or something like that, give him like a couple of bucks. I think he's like $50. Which I'm definitely going to do because I'm a huge fan of his. He's such amazing. He does, and also Cam Clark I like to have on the stream as well. He's an excellent actor. He's also did Liquid Snake as well with Data Hater as well. So 2 of those. Three actors. And have you got any other ones you would like? Celebrity, like movie stars or singers or something like that? Maybe on your stream?
Honestly, it probably revolves mostly around YouTubers, so...
Yeah.
You know, the standard ones like Game Grumps, Gerard the Completionist.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a little bit controversial, but Pro Jared, I'd love to have him on my stream.
Pro Jared. Oh. Why? I'd like to hear this.
Well, I was always a fan of his videos before this whole scandal happened.
Okay.
I really respected his opinions on games and thought he presented his reviews in a very... It seemed like it was a very objective standpoint on the games, but he also presented it in a way that was like very entertaining and fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that this whole scandal had to happen. In my view of him as a person is down a little, but like at some point you have to separate the art from the artist, right?
Right. Yeah.
So just to have Pro Jared on here would be awesome, since he was one of my inspirations to start out with too.
And he can clear up the
scandal.
And yeah, he can clear up the scandal, and then he can say, "I'm sorry" or something like that. I didn't mean to do it, or something like that.
Did you see his recent video, by the way?
No, I didn't. What was his recent video about?
He came out with a video talking about like about the scandal. It was like a 40-minute long video, and he said like, "I have proof that these people were lying."
Right.
And he actually presented receipts about how like most of the accusations of him being like going after underage kids on sites were absolutely wrong. And one of the kids was actually underage, but he lied about his age on the chat and everything. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend going and watching it.
Yeah.
It does clear up a lot of things.
Yeah, because Review Tech USA has criticised Pro Jared for obviously doing a lot of dark stuff as well, and he does this a lot when he goes into like full anger mode, and then he goes like, "Oops, I didn't mean to say that." He does this a lot, I notice.
Yep.
Which is quite dangerous.
Seems like Review Tech, but you know, to clarify my views on Pro Jared, like it sucks that he had to be part of the scandal, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But you know, he did some questionable stuff for sure, like you know, sharing let's just say questionable photos with fans and everything.
Yes.
Not something that I think anyone should ever do, especially when you're married.
Yeah.
The way that he got divorced with his ex-wife, and the whole scandal that went on with that, I don't like it. But it's none of my business.
Yeah,
like
of
that's
course.
his personal life. I shouldn't be like trying to pry into it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to know what's going on here. I wouldn't appreciate anyone doing that with me. So
Oh,
why
yeah.
should I do it to anyone else?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, people beware what you put online.
Like I don't know if this was readily apparent, but I'm a Christian. I'm a Protestant.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah. And what's really funny is one night I had it on my heart to pray for Pro Jared, which is interesting. Like I don't know why, but like I just felt the need to do that, especially like me seeing him the way that I was seeing him. I was very much on board with the hate Pro Jared and like cancel culture and everything. And I got to thinking about it later. I'm like, he's a person too, and he deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
So,
What is it? To forgive, to forget, or something like that? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Is that what they say in the Bible? Something like that,
Yeah, the golden rule, and like treat each other how you would want to be treated and everything. Forgive your brother of any trespasses.
That's it.
In the Lord's Prayer, it says, like talking to the Lord, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And there is a verse in the Bible that says, like, if you don't forgive your brother on earth, the Father won't forgive you in heaven.
That's true.
So, forgiveness is a big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really fascinating. Very interesting of you. Didn't realize you were a Christian, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't realize it until I come forward with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ashamed of it or anything. It's just not something that you generally talk about, right?
Exactly. You're proud of your faith to your Almighty, and that's good.
Right.
Right. Okay. Last question for me is your view on video game prices getting really expensive. I think we already answered this anyway.
We did kind of address it, but we can go on.
Yeah.
Like I said before, $60 for a game, especially one that's like 8 hours long.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but seeing as development costs are getting so high and everything, it's almost inevitable.
Yes.
Of course, if it gets to like $100 for a single like 10-hour game, not buying it. There's an interesting, not interesting, but I think it's interesting a philosophy that one of my friends on Discord likes to go by.
Yeah.
If he's not getting $1 for every hour of a video game he plays, it's not worth it to him.
That is so good. That's a great quote.
I like it a lot. Like, I look at it like I'm playing Zelda, Wind Waker, Zelda Link's Awakening now, and I'm thinking like if I get 15 hours out of this game, like over 2 playthroughs, you're paying $4 for every hour you're playing.
I think I played it on my stream for about 2 hours, and then I played it on my own. I think I played about 4 or 5 hours on top, so it's about 8-9 hours. I finished it.
If you think about it that way, like even if you got 9 hours out of it, you got like a little less than $7 per hour.
But I do agree with you; it's too expensive for a short game. £60 is a lot to pay. Sorry, $60 in yours, and in our conversion, it's £50.
Right, but I kind of try to hold to that view that my friend has. I think it's fascinating and a good way to look at it. If you're not getting your money's worth out of it, like. For different people, it might be different. For you, it's like if you put 10 hours into a $60 game, it might be worth it. But for him, it's $1 per hour, and you might not know this about me, but I'm a cheapskate.
Yeah.
So like a game like Hollow Knight, for example, we were talking about Hollow Knight a little earlier.
Yes, of course.
It was $15. I bought it twice. Once on my PC, once on Switch.
Right.
And I've played the game for a combined total of 60 or 70 hours. So even though I bought it twice, it was like 50 cents per hour.
Oh, that's well worth it, man. Yeah, I do that as well. I buy the game on Nintendo Switch, and then I buy the same game on PC as well, like you. Yeah, I'll just find it's easier to do that.
with a precious few games. I'm about to do it for Ori and the Blind Forest. But very few games that I actually do that for.
Interesting.
It's just the ones that I really love. That I think that the developers, normally indie developers, deserve that extra little contribution for.
Yeah, because I got the Shovel Knight on my PC and now on Nintendo Switch, because the beauty of Nintendo Switch, take it out on the go and play my campaign, come back home and put it on TV, or if I feel like generous, I'll just go and play a PC version as well. buy multiple copies of the same games. That way, it's on all your consoles. You don't have to worry about it, do you?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Have you got any questions for me, dude?
I do. You asked this question to me earlier.
Yeah.
But what was your main reason for starting up a YouTube channel? Like, what really got you to the point thinking, I want to make YouTube videos?
Oh, here we go. Right. I watched a lot of Jim Rolfe's content. Obviously, Cinemassacre, if you guys are known. He's the main inspiration for my YouTube. So when he did the Angry Video Game Nerd, I thought, why don't I merge myself with heavy metal music with Bill and Ted, Wayne's World, all into one. That's how I became Retrodude.
Interesting.
Yeah, and also I love video games.
Was your name always Retrodude on here?
Yes. It was originally Retrodude for 267 before, but I just said I just lost the number and I just called it Retrodude. It just makes sense. It's just simplified. But then the problem was there's so many Retrodude channels as well. So I just thought, because it makes sense for me because I like retro, and I was originally going to call myself Game Boy Dude as well because I love the Game Boy as well back in the day.
I can see that.
But it was taken, and this is the problem with YouTube. If you trying to come up with names, they'd be already taken.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Retrodude honestly would be is a better name for you anyway, because you don't specifically just do Game Boy games. You do a lot of retro stuff.
Exactly. I go out and do reviews, like I did with Alton Towers. That's a retro review, because that's been there for since the 70s, I think, 73 if I remember. Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, so
architecturally retro.
Oh yes. Any other questions?
Yeah, I've got a list.
Cool.
To go along with that question, I saw that you used to do a lot of top 10s, a lot of reviews and stuff. Even one about the Apple Pen rant.
Oh yes, I love doing that. That was funny.
Yeah, but now you do a lot of live streams. What was the main reason that you decided to take up live streaming as opposed to normally just the pre-recorded videos?
Main thing is for live stream guys was just to grow my audience, really, just try and get those numbers up, and I feel I like the interaction. I don't know about you, but I just like talking to people like you. When you come onto my live streams, we talk and stuff. I wish, I think I'm going to put this feature on Restream to get the voice feature, when it says you talk and the voice talks, so I might do that. Because every time I play a game, I miss people's chats sometimes, so I need
what is it, a text-to-voice?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. I thought about that at some point. There are some people that do that I know of, like Ant Dude, for example, and I usually think it sounds a little too robotic and stuff, but then, for him, it works, so I think it can work.
I think the problem is, when I see other YouTubers do it, the robot goes like, ha ha ha, and it sounds really weird when she does it in a robot voice. It just sounds a bit robotic-y. It doesn't sound like a real voice, like you and I talking, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to try it out, I would give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot in my next Doom live stream then. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Going on to question number 2.
Number 2.
Who were the biggest inspirations for your channel? Specifically, like YouTubers that you try to emulate. Like you mentioned. You mentioned James Rolfe.
Yes.
Are there any others?
Any others? And let me think. RG85 was one of them.
Okay. Yeah.
He's okay, but I decided not to subscribe to him anymore. I don't know why, but it's just his content is getting a little bit risque now. But he was sort of my little inspiration from that. And mainly, I used to watch a lot of Games Master shows back in the day, and that was my sort of inspiration as well, because I like the idea of playing games and showing it live. Because that's what I want to get into in the future, is do like a game show thing, like we could do like this again, like Q&A questions and stuff like that. I love doing those, and also a lot of my inspiration comes from rockumentary movies like Spinal Tap as well. Have you ever watched that?
I haven't actually.
Oh, you should watch it, dude. It's absolutely funny. It is one of the best heavy metal music films ever made. It's just so funny, and it's all fake and it's just fantastic. It's funny. I just pick like spots here and there and stuff. Yeah,
I think that's the way you kind of got to do it, because there's so much stuff to take inspiration from out there, And you don't want to like
Yeah.
directly copy anything, so you kind of want to take bits and pieces.
Yeah.
From different people, right?
But I would say to everybody, just be yourself, because that's the best thing I could say to all of you. Be yourself, and you'll get loads more fans. And you'll get
I think that's good.
which is a good thing, because you don't. I mean, this is. Do you remember a guy who copied Jim Rolfe? What's his name? Oh, he's gonna rack my brain now.
I probably won't remember because he was just a copycat.
Yeah, but this is from I have. I forgot his name, but some guy. Let's just say some guy copied his review style, like the swearing and all that stuff, and I just go like, no, someone else. And the one guy I used to watch, and I don't watch anymore, but you could agree with me. Did you used to watch Dreamcast guy before?
I did watch him a little bit.
I used to as well, religiously, and then I got really bored of his intro. It's all like and I just went, come on, really? And his videos are very controversial as well. I didn't like watching him.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I like Dreamcast Guy to an extent, especially when he's on the Spawncast, but
Yeah.
I don't really watch his videos much.
Yeah, I gone off them completely.
Mhm.
But then again, though, Review Tech USA does good content, I notice, when he gets really into the angry rants. Do you think so, or is it just me?
I think he does. Like, I think he has a good outlook on some things that I definitely agree with.
Yeah.
There's some things that he does that I kind of like, oh, he probably shouldn't have posted that video.
I know.
But there are things that he does, like,
Hmm.
what was the most recent video I watched from him? It was like, don't be embarrassed that you play video games or something like that.
Yes, we talked
And I
about
thought
this. Yes.
I thought that video was spot on.
Yeah. I couldn't say. I said, yeah, well, I didn't say in the comments, but in my mind, thank you, you understood. Everybody else just goes, you're ridiculing nerds everywhere. Oh, stop that.
Yeah, I find that's the case with a lot of people, specifically older people or people that don't play video games at all.
Yeah.
That, like, I've heard people tell me, like, grow up, stop playing video games, you gotta grow up at some point. I'm like, okay, but you watch movies for hours on end. Why is that any different?
Exactly. Why do people watch Big Brother for like 10 hours a day? I will never get that.
Right.
Understand that.
And I think that Review Tech's video on that recently, like you said, you had done that he had done videos on it before, but like I watched it and I'm like, you know what? This guy brings up excellent points. Like guys get together on Sundays and wait an entire Sunday for fantasy football and act like that's any better than playing video games for 2 hours a week.
My dad loves it. Well, sorry, my dad watching, he loves the Miami Dolphins, but I just go, nope, thanks, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with having that hobby. I'm not trying to put it down or anything.
Yeah.
What's to put that on a pedestal above video games, or rather, what is it that's different about that, or watching TV or anything?
Yeah.
Why are those accepted norms?
Yeah.
While video games are essentially like, 1 hour wasted on movies and stuff is the same as an hour wasted on video games.
All media is the same, guys. That's the thing.
Right.
That's what you're saying. Is all media is exactly the same. Video games we play, we lose for a couple of hours. We watch TV for like 6 hours, we lose in a couple of hours. But we all do that. I mean, we have a responsibility. But some people, obviously, in this world, like you said, don't have responsibility, and they just sit there and like couch potatoes and have no purpose and have no drive. Then
and yet they'll still
that's
look
an
down
issue
on
for
us
me.
who are responsible working adults who play video games once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? I mean, I go to work, you go to work, and I assume everyone who's watching this goes to work. Well, if maybe some people don't go to work, then,
Yeah.
I mean,
in my view, if you're being responsible, if you're taking care of your other responsibilities first, you're not shirking anything, and then if like video games are a hobby, they're the last thing on your to-do list, and if you get to them, great. If not, what does it matter? It's a hobby.
Exactly. I mean,
as long as it doesn't ever get out of that priority order,
Yes.
Like if video games end up taking priority, be cooking dinner for my wife, for example, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If when my son's here, if I let him go hours without being changed or anything when he needs it, just because I want to beat this level, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if it's not to that point, then what's it hurting anyone?
Well, you know when to restrict yourself, which is a very important thing to have. Most people can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I got us off track again, but it's
Yeah.
fun. I'm enjoying talking about
Yeah.
these different topics with you.
Yeah, this has really been really good. Thank you for coming on and talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
And
thank you for having me.
yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
Okay, question number 3. People often ask, what was your favorite console, or what was your favorite game, or something like that. I have a bit of a different spin on this.
Right,
Which console generation was your favorite?
the NES,
The NES.
the best
Any-
console for me. 8-bit graphics, obviously. Excellent synthesizers. You know, the 8-bit synthesized soundtracks, fantastic. Like the fact it goes do 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 do. And it's just it was a great art form. You know, the little grey box brought beautiful visuals. All right, it was very limited for the palette of that era, but it was just so
Right.
charming, and it is so nostalgic for me, and that's why I adore the NES still.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially as big a jump as it was from Atari, you know?
Yeah.
The offerings on Atari were nothing compared to what the NES had.
Oh, they only had Pac-Man. It was just like this, whack, 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 and it sounded awful.
And any other games that it had were severely limited. Like,
Yeah.
well, I can't even think of any examples. They're all so forgettable. But the NES had a lot of great games, and technologically, it was just better. You know, that was back in the era where there were huge jumps. You know.
Yeah. Do you remember the big cartridges? They were so huge. They were like this big.
Yeah. Yep. I've never seen one in person, but
They are very expensive to collect for. I mean, they're going. Little Samson is apparently going up $2,000 now, $2,500 now. It's ridiculous for one NES game. I know, it's a joke.
it's insane. Like, who would pay that much money for a video game?
Oh,
Not
another.
me, that's who.
Oh, even another one. Review Tech USA did a video about, if you've seen it, was Super Mario Bros. Complete in box, sealed, was going for like, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000 or something like that. I don't know. But it was just like, why do people spend $6,000 on a crikey little cartridge?
Excuse me while I pick my jaw off the floor.
Yeah, exactly. I'll sell all my organs. Bye. Yeah.
Yep. Keep my eyes from popping out of my head.
Yeah. And also another console I absolutely adore is the Super Nintendo still.
Okay, yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Would you say that that would be your favorite generation too? Like that
Yes.
includes the Mega Drive and everything?
Yes,
like that?
yes. The 80s, 90s era of all consoles, even the Game Boy, Game Gear, and all that stuff. I never played the Atari Lynx. That's the only thing I never played. Have you heard of Atari Lynx before?
No,
It's
haven't.
basically like a Game Boy competitor, but it was huge. It was massive, like this.
It's huge, America.
Yeah,
Huge.
yes, everything has to be huge. Yeah.
That's fascinating because that actually lines up with
Mm.
my favorite console generation, which would be
Yeah.
the what was it? The 4th generation
Yeah.
of consoles, which would be the Super Nintendo
Mhm.
and I guess you can lump the Sega Genesis or Master Drive or Mega Drive. Mega Drive.
Right.
Right.
Have you
You can
played
lump
the
those in there together.
Have you played the Sega Master System before?
No, I haven't.
No.
That's the equivalent to the NES, right?
Yes. For the Sega
Yeah, no,
version.
Yeah, I haven't played that. No, but the
Mm.
Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis both took something that was done in the generation before. You've got
Yes.
the NES and the Master System,
Mm.
and just turned the lever up to 11. You know, like
Yeah.
it took something that was already established back in the day and made it about a billion times better.
Oh yeah.
With more beautiful visuals, more interesting gameplay. A lot of things happened in the SNES and Sega Genesis that really built off of the generation before it.
Yes.
I'd have to say a close second favorite would be the 6th generation with the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. Because just like the 4th generation of game systems, it built off of something that was established before, 3D games,
Yeah.
and made it about a billion times better.
Awesome.
Yeah, you've got those games that, you know, both of those generations were just such a huge jump.
Yes.
Probably the biggest ones. And I think that those are, you know, well remembered for that.
I think my favourite console I have to mention is obviously the PlayStation. I got into it in '95, and for me, I was a huge Sony fan straight off forever, and I'm still a huge fan now, which is amazing for
a
this
lot of
day.
people are.
Yeah,
Have you seen how many copies of the PS4 have been sold? It's insane.
I know how much they nearly surpassed 100 million, have they now?
I think they have passed 100 million at this point.
Yeah.
Shipped.
That's crazy. And Nintendo Switch is apparently 39 million so far, I heard.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's kicking pretty well.
Yeah,
We'll have to see how
it's
the Switch
probably
Lite
good.
really impacts it.
It's probably going to make it even more. I mean, I reckon they can get up to 80 million probably by Christmas.
Well, maybe not 80 million, but they can certainly get it up quite a bit, especially with the Switch Lite.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
What is the point of the Switch Lite? I don't get it.
Well, what I've heard is it's for people who haven't picked up a Switch yet and who don't care about TV play, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for kids, for example, I listened to a review on, what was it? Game Explain?
Yeah.
You know Game Explain?
Yes, I subscribe to Game Explain. They're a good channel.
They did a review of the Switch Lite recently, and the guy says, you know, my daughter took up the review copy, and she's pretty much determined it's hers now. And I explained to her, well, you can't put it on the TV. She's like, I don't care. It's cute.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So it's for people like that, you know, that really don't care about the TV play. They just want to have these awesome games to play on the go, in bed, whatever. It's not for somebody that already has a Switch, I think, because everything the Switch Lite can do, the original Switch can do better.
Yeah, I have the revision version. I love that because I used to have the original Nintendo Switch, but the back plate broke and I had to sell it on eBay. And luckily, the guy in France, he loves it, and I went, thank God for that. Yeah, but it was so easy to transfer the content. So if you ever get this problem, you basically have to have one account, and then spread it across two of them. Apparently, you can actually you can use your primary console to go to the Nintendo Switch Lite or something like that. It's very complex. I don't know how Nintendo does it. It's just confusing to me.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing that up, by the way, because that is a conversation that I'm hoping to have on YouTube here at some point. The Switch Lite and the Switch joined together. It brings me very much PS4 and PS Vita vibes, you know, with the remote play. I mean, it's kind of like a better version of it, but it has the same kind of issue, right? Like you have two consoles to play just one game, you know? It's just like you combine both of those prices together, the $300 for the Switch and the $200 for the Switch Lite, that's still $500.
Yeah.
And you can do basically what you're doing with having the Switch dock and having the Switch Lite. You can do that with just the original Switch. What's the point of that? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very much in my mind, it's the Switch Lite is for those people that don't have a Switch that don't care about TV play.
Yeah.
Or for kids, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I had thought about getting one at one point, though. I'm not gonna lie. The look of that thing is so appealing.
Yeah.
Which one do you think you would pick up?
Probably the yellow one if I had a choice, but I wouldn't obviously buy it now because I'm happy with my revision version.
Yeah, I'd have to go with the turquoise. I really like the turquoise and white kind of look. It looks very sleek.
I did try it at my local shop near where I live, and the buttons are different than the original Switch as well. They're not like clicky on the.
Yeah, I've heard that they're a bit more mushy.
They're basically squishy buttons, aren't they? Not like I like the click buttons. That's just me. I'm one of those types. I like click 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 click. So
that's fair. The tactile response.
Yes.
But the way that they were describing it, like the D-pad being a little more mushy and the buttons being more mushy, reminded me of this controller.
Yes, I got that controller. Baboom.
Yeah, like.
Oh, you got.
Bam.
Bam. Mine's. Oh, my camera's doing it upside down. Oh, it's going different directions. That's alright.
Yeah, mine might be actually, but whatever. You get.
Yeah. Yeah, I adore this. The controller is brilliant. It's great for It's so great for playing 3D games with this thing. I've never had any issues.
It's also great for 2D side scrollers. Like anytime I played Mario Maker 2, I was using that controller.
Yeah, I was playing Zelda Awakening at my own time with this as well. It's fantastic for that as well.
I wanted to, but since you can't use the D-pad, like I didn't.
Yeah, that's the one thing that really puzzled me. It's like, why can't I use the D-pad like the original Game Boy version? Nintendo. Yeah. Well,
especially with like the very rigid 8-directional movement, that would make sense for a D-pad.
Yes.
Not so much for an analog stick.
Yeah.
So that puzzles me a bit.
I love the soundtrack of the new version. I adore it. I think it's fantastic. New soundtrack.
Oh, it sounds great.
I like the violin.
Honestly,
the violin is just best.
Yeah, it's great having the live orchestra do it.
Yeah.
But I was actually commenting this on my stream last night. I got to a part where Marin was singing like the Ballad of the Windfish.
Yes.
And I'm like, that song is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it straight up. That song is beautiful.
Oh yeah, was it
like,
la 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 la?
Mm-hmm.
That one.
I love it. And like, it's like anytime I die and get a game over, which has happened like 67 times at this point.
Oh dear.
That's not an exaggeration either.
Okay.
But anytime that I get the game over screen and it has like the chimes with the Windfish, like do 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 do, I'm like, okay, I died, whatever, it's fine. I get to listen to this cute song.
Oh man.
Actually, this question isn't in my list of questions here, but since we're on this topic,
cool.
Zelda music, I have to say, is great. It's some of my some of my favorite game music of all time.
Yes.
What would you say is your favorite Zelda song?
Favorite Zelda game or music?
Music.
Music.
Zelda song. If you had to pick a single track from Zelda,
Majora's Mask.
Which song?
Majora's Mask. I know I don't like the game, but there's one music I like. It goes like do 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 do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but it's like Deku Nut song or something.
That's the Deku Palace theme.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
I love that. Like, I watched. You know Smooth McGroove? Are you familiar with that YouTube channel?
No. What's Smooth McGroove?
Smooth McGroove does a cappella versions of a bunch of different songs, and
Ooh.
he did an a cappella version of that.
Oh, cool!
I'll have to send a link for.
Oh
later.
yes, please do.
But it's great. Like he has like 8 or 9 pictures of himself around the screen, and all doing different parts. Like some are doing percussion.
Yeah.
Others are doing like the ba 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 ba.
Cool.
And he does harmonies and everything. It's great.
And also, I love the Zelda theme. Obviously.
The which one? Zelda's Lullaby? Yeah,
that one.
Timeless.
Absolutely
timeless.
Yeah. It's good. It's good you love Zelda as much as I do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually my favorite franchise.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm the Yoshi fanatic, but I can't deny how great Zelda is.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time. You saw me play that, didn't you? That still brings me tears of joy. That game. It's just one of the most charming games. It's a good game.
It is a good game.
It has a lot of flaws. Obviously, I totally agree with you. It's a camera issue and the escort quest as well. But with that,
especially for what it was back in the day, like that's something you hear a lot of people talk about is what it was back in the day. Yeah, it's undeniable. It was great.
And that's the same era of '98 that came out with Metal Gear Solid. So they were both revolutionary games for its time as well. So which is even better. The one game I'd really like to get more into is Minish Cap. I never got a chance to play that properly.
I beat it 100% once. I'm hoping to get to it sometime on my streams, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
My favorite Zelda song is the Ballad of the Goddess from Skyward Sword.
Ooh, no, I probably haven't played that, obviously. I didn't have a Wii. I don't have a Wii.
Okay. It's full orchestra, and it sounds great.
Yeah.
And, like, it's got the blaring, like, brass instruments. It's really good. I love it.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Skyward Sword, definitely not my favorite Zelda game. I don't think it's anyone's favorite Zelda game.
Oh, I think I heard a Peanut Butter Gamer talking about that. The Skyward Sword saying, "Why do you have to do this cat quest? It was my pointless quest. You know, you have to go and rescue a cat and bring it back to the owner."
Sequelitis did a video on that, definitely.
Oh, that one too. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about hating that game, but there's no denying that soundtrack is fantastic.
Yeah. What's your favourite weapon in the Zelda game?
I have to go with Breath of the Wild, the bigger weapons. The clubs and like giant moblin clubs and big battle axes and everything. Just the heavy weapons. I really like those.
I'm going to do a very bad joke. I like the hook shot so I can get a hook shot into the net. Oh, sorry.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Moving on.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most difficult part of being a YouTuber or having a YouTube channel? What's the thing you struggle with the most?
Oh, here we go. Laundry list time.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can share mine too, so you won't feel.
yeah. Oh, that's good because then we both feel the same. I hope. My big issue with YouTube is mainly getting the watch time going up. That's one of my biggest problems. I don't know how. I think my biggest problem is audience retention. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because one minute they come on my video and they go away and I don't see them in the chat like 2 or 3 hours down the line. I notice that. I don't know do you notice that when you do live streams, right? I see like you constantly chatting and I see odd people chatting and that's it and they just disappear. Or is it just me?
Yeah, I've had that happen from time to time. Specifically, recently, Link's Awakening Part 1, I had a couple people join on Mixer, and they just said, hi, and I stream.
Yeah.
And something like that. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. But I have had people that, even like subscribers that, are still subscribed to the channel and like your content, sometimes they don't stick around for very long.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I have 66 subscribers, but only about 5 of them watch on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So
you probably need. I think probably you would probably want 10 people watching you, to be honest, or 20. That'd be great for you because then your watch time will go triple up. That's what YouTube wants from you, and this is.
Yeah.
If YouTube's not, I don't know.
There was one live stream that I had on my old channel, Volatile Upgrade. We were at 200 something subscribers.
Yeah.
And I was doing my last live stream on there, or second to last.
Right.
Because I was getting married and I wasn't part of that channel anymore.
Well, of course,
I went on to be the Yoshi Fanatic.
Yeah.
But that stream, I was doing a practice run for Mario 64. And at some point, we got raided by a large YouTube channel. Was it YouTube? Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Fearsome Fire?
No, I've heard of them.
He's pretty well known for his Mario Odyssey live streams.
Right.
But I think he had like 10,000 subscribers at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He raided my channel. And at one point, I look over, fearsome raid, and I had, like, me and my co-host were looking back and forth at the viewer, like, concurrent numbers, and we're like, 2, okay, 6, 238, what? And eventually got up to 460.
Wow.
It was insane. But yeah, for the most part, that doesn't happen. Obviously, that's the exception rather than the rule.
Yeah, and I think my other one is my biggest problem is thumbnail traction. You know what I'm talking about?
Thumbnail traction.
Meaning, like, is someone going to click on your video? Did you make it good, or did you make it bland? For me, especially. I mean, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I make a picture and I go like, "This is what I'm doing. This is why. Come and click on it."
Right.
But it's very hard. I need to go to like a course or something and just learn how to attract more audience, because it's like you said, it's about TV. You got to think like a TV producer or a TV director. What do you want people to see? I think another good tip is do Google, do like a search bar thing. That's what people told me to do. Look what they're looking for when they type. Does that help?
Yeah, like put in those keywords for your streams and everything.
For the tags as well, and tag them into your video. Yeah, tags can be like a good or okay thing. I think one of my new videos that I've done for Untao's got like 33 views, which is good. So because I know,
I thought it was a good video, honestly.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and also I had fun making that video. I wasn't taking it seriously. I think the problem is, do you notice a lot of these YouTubers they have to write scripts and they go like, I've got to follow these lines, and it's just like, just be yourself and just blur it out of your mouth. I think it's better because it's imperfection, because this is like being an artist, You have flaws, we all have flaws, and that's what makes us unique YouTubers, because if there's too much perfection, then people will just go like, okay, he has a perfect life. It's like the thing you said with Pro Jared, obviously with the scandal and stuff like that, people need to realize they're not perfect streamers. They got problems like you and me.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I have to say I have similar problems. Like my thumbnails, I'm not at all imaginative with them. I chose colors that pop.
Yeah.
But for the sake of time and everything, I have a template. And I
Yeah.
just swap in like a suitable picture for the background.
Did you
myself on the front.
did you design your banner art and stuff like that? Because I really like your graphic art. It's really cool.
I didn't. As far as art goes, I am talentless.
Oh, okay. Did you get someone else to do it?
Yeah, I had a friend in my Japanese class a while back, back in college. Who,
Okay. Ooh.
She was an animator, so
Ooh.
I'm like, hey, can you make a picture like this for me? And so I sent her a picture of me like photoshopped holding a Yoshi egg, and then she made it. And I'm like, okay, I'll use this. So that's what I use now.
Oh, very cool.
I haven't updated it obviously because like I have a goatee now, but I don't in that artwork.
Yeah.
I had it made back in 2016.
I just like the big eyes. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Very anime style.
Yeah, and very like happy looking.
Yeah, it's like,
which honestly, that's
it's
pretty
good.
suiting for my personality type.
Yeah. I think yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so yeah, excellent. What else?
Yeah, I have a lot of issues like that too. Like I struggle with the thumbnails and keeping like those 61 viewers who aren't watching.
Yeah,
I have a hard time keeping them watching and everything.
Mm.
I think that's just part of streaming, but the other thing that I struggle with is I'm a perfectionist, right? Like I like everything that I do to be as perfect as I can possibly get it. But with my sound quality and everything, I work very hard to get it up and going. Mm-hmm. But anytime I have hiccups, right? Like I stream from my laptop, so hiccups happen. I don't have the best microphone in the world. My camera is like a $60 camera.
Right.
It wasn't even 60. It was like 40. I think just getting my quality for the streams up to where I'm happy with it, that's a struggle for me for sure. This Black Friday, actually, I'm looking to get some equipment to upgrade it a little bit.
Cool.
Like, I'm going to get a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah.
Bluetooth headphones to go hook up to my TV so that, like you have your headphones for your streams.
Yes.
You don't hear the game audio coming in through the microphone. It's something I sometimes struggle with.
I need Bluetooth headphones as well. Yeah, so sick of wires.
Do you have Black Friday over in the UK?
Yes, we do. Yeah, and in the game UK shop we do have Black Friday deals, and I think in it's same in America translated to the UK. Animalistic people. They go like, I need a 4K TV. Bash. Oh, it's just ridiculous.
There are some people like that. I don't worry about that so much.
Yeah.
Like, the last 5 years actually, I've gone with my friends Black Friday shopping, and last year I actually got my wife to go with me. I've never encountered something like that.
Where do you go shopping in your place in America?
Like Best Buy, GameStop, places like that. But like, on the other hand, if someone tried to plow me over to get a TV, I'm a black belt in karate. I could beat the snot out of them. Like, no, Mike, get out of here.
Yeah, go.
And I actually learned a couple Aikijutsu techniques last night or Tuesday that I'm like, I could put these to use.
Excellent. We got a martial artist on our stream. Excellent.
Yeah.
Hi-oh.
But yeah, Black Friday is definitely the time to go look for Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, I think I will do that as well. Yeah. I think I need to upgrade my PC as well as one of my biggest goals as well. If I could do VR on, HC5 or something like that for live streams, that'd be fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough for us smaller YouTubers that, we have to put money out of our own pocket into this to get it to where we want it, right? Like you probably had to buy your own microphone and computer and all that stuff. We have other things we need to buy, like food.
Yeah, exactly. Priorities, people.
Yeah. It's hard for us to be able to put in all the money that, we would need if we want our channels to be as good a quality as someone like Barry Kramer, for example.
Yes.
It's tough not having that ability to dump money into your YouTube channel the old lags daisy.
It is, yeah. It's so difficult. It's like, how much money can you put in to make a channel better? I feel you don't need to do that, guys. You just need like a webcam and that's it. You don't need to spend like £500, £600 on a camera. That'd be just silly, isn't it?
Yeah, yep. Try to be budget friendly. I have my Blue Yeti microphone and my Logitech C6 610 or something like that.
Yeah.
They're not exactly the spiffiest things, but they get the job done, and fairly well, I might add.
Yeah, mine's a C23 Logitech 1080p webcam anyway, which is enough what I need to do anyway. I don't want to do...
What microphone do you use?
I use a Snowball.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It's a good
So
microphone.
Both Blue fans.
Yeah, yeah, Blue fans. Yeah, yeah. I've had this for like 6 or 7 years now. This microphone, I think now. Yeah.
Honestly, the Blue Snowball and Blue Yeti, they're good quality products. I've had mine since 2016, and it's not failed me yet.
I think I accidentally put hummus in one of my speaker grills, and I went, "Oops!" and it still works, which is great. So I'm not worried about it anymore. Thank God. Yeah, but that can happen.
Lochran says, "What's up, folks?"
Ah, hello.
Hey, welcome to the stream.
Well, we're quite long into the stream, eh? How are you doing, Karen? Is it Karen? Karen. I don't know how to pronounce these names. I'm weird at pronouncing names. I say like Byron and Blog or something. Do you find that sometimes? When you're trying...
Sometimes. Especially when people have like long names with the end. I'm like, do you have a nickname I can call you by?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a nickname that we can use? Yeah. I like to be called Azza. Some weird reason, don't ask. I just like it. A is Z-Z-A. It just makes sense. That's what I used to be called by my old mates back up north. I went, okay, as it is then.
Azzer, okay. Good.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Nah, it's alright, yeah.
Moving on to my next question for
Yes.
you. I just asked you what's the most difficult part of being a YouTuber. Well, what would you say is your favorite part of being a YouTuber? Like all that work that you have to put into being a YouTuber, what is it that you get out of it that makes
when someone says to you, I like the video you made on tutorials, that really makes makes me feel uplifted. I like that because I get a lot of lovely comments from people saying, thank you for helping me out. One of the best videos I ever done was removing black bars from the thumbnail because people were having problems with it, and I went, aha, I could do that as a video, and it was so popular. I can tell you now. There's a question. Well, the American guy got my name pronounced right, so the way he says it, just repeat it.
Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah, exactly. Kieran Lochran. I think mine video is about views-wise. I think it's about over like 1,000 views now. I think.
Oh wow.
Which is good.
Yes. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, well, another one I really liked was doing the top 10 best PC Engine games. Have you seen that one? It's like very at the bottom of my channel page.
I've seen that one.
That's the most. That's like a insane amount of views. 16,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of people loved that at number one. And I had one of my commenters who said, I really like the fact you put Adventure Island at number one. And I went, yeah, because I love that game so much. But it does make me thrilled and happy that my effort is going towards making me more happier, if you know what I mean. Like, you know.
Yeah, like you get that feedback from the audience, and it's just it kind of gives you that what do you call it?
The drive to do it.
It just makes you it just makes you happy, right? Like you love hearing, hey, I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying watching you. I get that same kind of thing on my streams too. Like a couple of people.
Yeah.
One of my viewers in particular has asked me to open up a donations box. I'm like, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything that deserves that. And he's like, well, my parents are separated. Like my dad and mom both go to work all day. I don't have any friends, so like, it's fun for me to just sit here and chat with you like you're a friend. And
nice.
I love hearing things like that. Like I'm actually doing something that means something to someone.
And it changes their lives as well, yes.
Yeah, and I think you and I both have that. Like, we love that feedback and that kind of, like, interactivity with the fans.
Yeah. Yes, because with me, I suffer depression and stuff like that, which can be, for a lot of people out there, you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Kieran says, but yeah, I heard you mention microphones when I joined. I do apologize. I don't know what to call you guys. The American guy said he has a Yeti, and you, Retro, said you have a Snowball?
Yeah, Snowball.
Yep, that's right.
That's right, yeah.
You can call me Jeff, by the way.
Yeah.
Jeff the Yoshi Fanatic.
Yeah. Jeff the Yoshi Fanatic. You know what I like about your live streams? I will say this, though, that really makes me smile and happy is when you do impressions of, like when you do play the game, you do like, I ain't got to go down to the floor or something like that. And it's I always laugh at them. They really make me laugh and make me happy. I just love when you do that.
Probably my best known one is my old man voice back on Volleyball Upgrade.
Yeah, you beat me on old man voice.
Like I did an old man voice. I forget what the doctor's name was in Mega Man X2, but I'm like, Mega Man X, bring me some pudding. The X Hunters have my favorite pudding. Bring me some back, please. I'm starving. And I brought it back for like Zelda Wind Waker.
You obviously know this. I love doing my impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger when I'm playing my games, and everyone gets a riot of a laugh. That makes me happy too, as well. You're like, oh my god, get out of the tunnel. Yeah. Oh yeah, got a comment. Jeff, sweet. Well, I have Yeti and I upgraded from the Snowball mainly because the Yeti is better because there's more control. That's true.
It has I think the Snowball. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but the Snowball is the cardioid microphone, right?
It only has 3 switches on the back, but yours has more. Yes, because yours has more features than mine.
Yeah, like what I like the best about the Yeti is, like you said, the features.
Yeah,
it has 4 different modes: cardioid, bidirectional, a stereo, and omnidirectional.
Yeah,
I usually like to use cardioid when it's just me.
Yeah.
Or if my wife is joining me for a stream, I'll put it in stereo.
Yeah.
It's a very versatile mic, and honestly, on all accounts, it's pretty good quality. So
yeah,
it's a good choice.
I think I paid £90 for mine, which is a good price for a microphone, and it lasts.
Oh yeah.
How much did you pay? How much did you pay for your Yeti? Out of curiosity.
Well, the list price on Amazon was $150, but since I was Amazon Prime, it was marked down to $100 for me.
Oh, okay, that's good. You got a good deal.
I sure did. Money well spent.
Excellent stuff. Yeah. That's cool.
We touched on this one already. Snowball has 3 patterns.
Yeah,
Yeti
that's
has
right,
4, and Yeti has more control with gain.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I heard a lot of YouTubers talk about that. It has more gain.
Yeah, it's definitely an important part of that microphone.
I wonder if I should
it's
just.
A very popular choice.
Yeah, I wonder if I should just buy the Yeti and get rid of the Snowball.
Well, it's definitely an option for you.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll get it. And I'll try the both. See what works for me.
Yeah, like I said before, Black Friday is the time to look for that stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Especially on Amazon, they'll go down in price anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. We already covered what do you think is the future of video games, but you know what? Let's go ahead and discuss that for Kieran here.
Yeah.
What do you think is the future of video games, Retrodude?
The future of video games.
Yeah. Where do you see it going in the next 5 to 10 years?
VR, everything. VR, everything. We're going to be so isolated in VR worlds. We won't go outside. It'll be just like...
What's the point of going outside?
Yeah,
go outside in a VR helmet.
I know, exactly. Well, consoles are probably going to get huger and fatter and bigger, aren't they? Like the Xbox, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, this is something I learned in engineering school.
Yeah.
Every single year, the size of a transistor, which is one of the basic building blocks for electronic boards, goes down, like it shrinks half in its size per year.
Oh,
so you can squeeze a lot more on a circuit board.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like the consoles will get huge or anything, but if they keep like adding stacks to the PlayStation,
stacks,
the PS4 Pro is like a PlayStation 4 sandwich. Go to the PS5 or 6, I'll have the double decker.
Or as I call it, the Waffle House version of PlayStation.
The Waffle House.
Well, it looks like a waffle anyway, like layer, or like a BLT, or like a BLT in the English form, bacon lettuce sandwich console.
Yeah, I'm glad I ate before this.
But, well, you know what though? I'm thinking also the future of video games. Obviously, we talk about this. It's going to get expensive, of course, with games. I think there's going to be. I want to see the future of downloads shrink. I don't know about you. It really boils me when we have to get like 50 gigabyte, 100 gigabyte download update for just playing our one game. Why?
Yeah. Like, and a lot of these games, we're missing a couple comments by Kieran, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was just going to read them. It says, annoys me that
Go
people are too sensitive that because they have game knob too high. I like that. And it says, yeah, definitely more VR because people have tested and got more sorts of VR, like hands, even ones like tried one, you can actually walk, and Markiplier done this. Yes, he's absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. This is exactly what we talked about. So if you want to see the upload, we're probably going to talk about it very beginning backwards.
Yeah. Like I said before, like I'm really hoping that VR gets to a point where it's more streamlined and able to be accessed by more people, right?
Oh,
like,
more streaming services. We don't want that.
Oh yeah, no. Ugh.
Google Stadia Cancer, I'm going to call it. That's what it's called.
Yeah. It's not only that, but like every company now wants to have their own streaming service. It's like a $5 one, like $5 a month. What's that, right? Like for Xbox, whatever, Google Stadia. Yeah, sure, but there's like 50 other streaming services that we want.
I know.
So,
this is
why
why
Nintendo decided to go with a streaming service. Disney Plus just went with one.
I know.
Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
All these things, like, it piles up.
And as it gets more expensive, how can you afford all of them? I mean, if you have to have like loads of free time on your hands to do all this stuff, right?
Yeah, and like, you know, if you don't have all the time in the world, how can you possibly get your money's worth?
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right, Yoshi, Fanatic.
Like I work a 40-hour-a-week job, and well, the low end is 40 hours. Normally, it's more like 45 to 50 because things just need to get done.
Yeah,
I don't have all that time to play games like that. And then I come home, I gotta I make dinner for my wife, and you know, there's chores that need to be done. The lawn needs to be mowed.
Yeah,
I don't have time for that.
I think the problem is though is there's too much in your face advertisements as well. I hate advertisements. I don't know about you. There's one thing I can't stand about YouTube. When I'm watching a video as well, I want to see it gone. I hate this. Just drives me crazy. I don't know about you. It's like I'm watching a video, advertisement, and a video segment, and later advertisement. It disrupts the flow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand the advertisements, but on the other hand, like recently, well, I don't know how long ago it was, Kieran says it'd be interesting to try and get VR goggles that work similar to the anime Sword Art Online. I actually
Nice.
touched on that earlier.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I'll jump into VR.
Ooh.
Then and only then.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid in VR, please. Konami, do it.
There you go. Yeah, that could be good. Shoot, what was I saying? I forgot.
I'm sure it'll come back. What was we saying? I kind of lost track. The future of gaming. Yes, that's what we were going. So updates are going to get smaller. They have to be. Discs.
I hope so.
SSD is definitely the future. I agree with you with that. Because obviously the old hard drives, was it 540 RPM? RPM,
yeah, 5400 RPM.
Yeah, it's way
7200.
It's way too slow, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know exactly how a hard disk drive works, but you could almost think of it like a record player. It's like this little disc inside a bigger box and a needle that moves.
Yeah, it goes like
that.
And
that needle is reading that data. That's kind of outdated. You see a solid state drive, it's just, you know, there's no moving parts. It's all just getting values from transistors that are holding a bit value.
What are your thoughts about this backward compatibility for the next console? If it happens.
You mean the PS5?
Yes.
I think that's an excellent start. Kieran says, Jeff is a man after my own heart. We have similar thoughts. And he also watched, and he's familiar with Sword Art Online. The first half of the first season was good. I really liked that, but it started going downhill after that. But yeah, the PS5 backwards compatibility with the PS4, I think it's an excellent start.
Yes.
And if they could have done it, they should have done it for the PS4. I have to say, like, it's a great incentive for people to upgrade to the PS5. It's like, normally when you go to a different system, it's like, okay, but if I have to trade in my system, I have to trade in all my games too.
Yes.
This kind of negates that. Like, if you have PS4 games, you can play them on the PS5. Like, that's an excellent idea. On the other hand, though, like, it's a double-edged sword. You have the PS5 with its backwards compatibility. The most extreme case, in my mind, or the most extreme cases, are the PS3 and the Wii U.
Yeah.
The PS3 when it first launched, you're probably familiar with this. It was $500.
$599.
Yeah, and then like $699 for some other version.
Kazurai, wasn't it, who announced it? $599. Yes.
The reason for that is because it had a PS2 built into it, literally a system on a chip.
Yes.
It had the system on a chip that allowed you to insert a PS2 or a PS1 game into the hardware to play backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Obviously, that didn't fly for people, so when the PS3 Slim came out, got rid of that and only played PS1 games from emulation.
Yeah, that's dumb of Sony to do that. I mean, they lost a lot of fans by doing that.
Yeah, it's the hard thing about going with backwards compatibility, you know? Like,
especially the cell processor is difficult as well for the PS3 as well. It's hard to emulate.
Yeah, that's why you haven't seen backwards compatibility for the PS3. Last I heard, PS5 only backwards compatible for the PS4.
Yeah.
Previous rumors were to make it for all generations. Quite disappointed that it's not.
He's right. I agree with that. But
honestly, like, if that had been the case, I would have bought a PS5 as soon as it came out. Like, I wanted to buy a PS3 so I could play PS2 and PS1 games on it. Never did that though.
Yes, you have to remember to get the 4 USB version, not the 3 or 2.
That's right. Although if you hack a PS3 Slim, you can still play PS2 games on it.
Yes.
From backups.
Cool.
And then the Wii U, it was very limited because like, it wasn't as strong as the PlayStation 3 or... Well, purely hardware-wise, it was as strong as the PS3 and Xbox 360, but bottlenecked by its CPU.
Yes.
Do you know why that is?
The screen. The tablet, isn't it? Isn't it?
The processor was a tri-core version of the Wii processor. So, it's basically an upgraded Wii chip, which the Wii chip was basically just an upgraded GameCube.
Yes, that's right.
You keep going with your backwards compatibility, and ultimately, if it's not based around the right kind of architecture, you're limiting yourself.
Yeah, that's what Nintendo were very good at. Sony should learn from Nintendo to do that properly.
Well, even then, like, the Wii U is still limited because that CPU, it was the bottleneck for that whole system. Like, you would play Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It didn't perform as well as the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, even though it's beating your hardware. It was bottlenecks because they wanted to keep that backwards compatibility. So it really is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That being said, things are starting to get different for consoles nowadays, especially like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were both x86 architecture. If they keep it that, backwards compatibility is simple.
Yeah, I think that they're going to do that with the PS5, keep it to x86 architecture. Which is, you said it's going to be backwards compatible. PS4. Also, guys, if you have the old PSVR headset, it will work with the PS5, and that's a guarantee.
Interesting. That's actually really good.
Which is good for me, because I'm an early adopter of PSVR, and I love it. But I will get the upgraded version, because obviously it's going to be OLED, apparently. It's going to be 4K. It makes sense. It'll be clearer. It makes sense, and wireless. Better. Obviously, I hope they do the hand tracking thing. That'd be revolutionary if they could do that. I saw the pattern. It looked like spoons on a stick. And I just went, Sony, don't do that, please.
For some reason, that just makes me think of the spoons that like you can move them around and it's still stable. It's like for older people with blood sugar problems.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, here we go. Kieran says Nintendo really stepped up their game when they launched the Switch, having the option to have it home and TV handheld is just amazing. Yeah, I totally agree with that, because I bought one. You bought one as well, didn't you?
Yeah, yes, sure did. It's sitting right over there.
It's genius.
I bought it day one.
Yeah, because this is when I first heard about Nintendo Switch. I went, Nintendo, please don't do the same mistakes as the Wii U. And they learned their mistakes. I was so happy, and I'm going to praise them in my next video, actually. I'm going to say Nintendo Switch is such a revolutionary console. The fact you could take the same game on the go, on the bus, like I always do, it's fantastic for long journeys, and then put it home, go on the TV and play the same game. Brilliant. That's what I wanted from a console a long time ago, and they delivered.
It really perfected what the PlayStation 3 and 4 were trying to do with the PS Vita.
Yeah.
You know, the crossplay thing.
Yes.
It really perfected that. Like, the PS Vita, that was a great idea. limited by the fact that the games weren't actually be playing on that hardware. It was on the PS3 and PS4. The Switch saw that. It's like, well, why don't you just make it the same system?
Exactly.
Bam.
Boom.
Don't have to worry about internet issues or latency or anything.
The only problem is the Tegra chip is not exactly the most best, is it? I mean...
Yeah, no, like they did a custom version of the Tegra X1 is what I heard.
They'll probably go with the X2 next with the Pro, I imagine, right?
If they do come up with a Pro, I don't want to say that they will, because it's Nintendo. They're, as Arlo says, they're the kings of left field.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know what they're going to do.
Yeah. They got to approve the dock in the next version. Apparently, people screamed so much when it first came out. It scratched my screen. It scratched my screen. Yeah.
It scratched mine.
Did it?
Yeah, I mean, it's only the bezel, so it's not actually like the screen itself, but when you put the Switch in the dock, there's the two plastic bits that make sure the Switch don't go, like, wobble around.
Yeah.
And they scratch the bezels. Like, it doesn't actually scratch the display part.
Yeah.
Just the black border around it is all scratched up now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Got a question that says, it's something nostalgic as well that they have mini cartridges just back in the day when they have made NES, SNES, and X64. Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about earlier before, weren't we? About cartridges or physical goods are great for collectors, but then it's bad for us if it goes away, isn't it?
Yeah, only except the NES, SNES, and N64 didn't have tiny cartridges.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're almost SD cards. I would almost compare them more to like the DS or the 3DS with game cards. And I thought that was great because you can actually get more storage on those things than a Blu-ray if you opt in for the 64 gigabyte cartridge, which most people don't. But yeah.
I wonder if
I honestly am very happy about that.
That's good. I mean, do you think they'll increase the Blu-ray disc size maybe to, like, instead of 50 gigs, say 100 gig or 200 gig version maybe?
I think they're already doing that for, like, movies. Like, you know, Ultra 4K Blu-ray?
Right.
I think those have a bigger
file size?
Capacity. Yeah, a bigger capacity than the Blu-rays do. I think that's the next step.
And
the games, too.
And the good thing about the next console, obviously, it's going to be 4K Blu-ray player as well, so you can watch your 4K. And this is what I need to do. This is the problem I face as well. You got to get and spend money on 4K TV, 4K console, match it, because my TV in the other room's out of date. It only does 1080p. That's it. So
yeah, you can see the TV over here. I got it for Black Friday last year. It claims to be a 4K TV, but I don't actually know if it is.
Oh, claims to be
$50.
Ooh, nice.
I think the TV was originally like $400 or something, but that was the Black Friday deal.
Yeah.
55-inch 4K TV.
Yeah, I think that. Right, you just encouraged me just to wait till Black Friday now to get 4K TV now. Just makes sense.
Yeah, there's no reason to buy a TV any other time of the year.
Yeah, just wait for Black Friday. There you go. Get some amazing deals. Yes. Cool.
Kieran says. Well, I believe they possibly will for the future. Knowing 8K is most likely going to be a huge thing in the foreseeable future.
But yeah,
they'd have to go with bigger capacity things, or just ditch physical media altogether.
Well, yeah, it'll be too much. I mean, also it'll be more expensive, won't it?
Yeah, I mean, like you're getting to the point even now when a Blu-ray is just not going to cut it. Like for Red Dead Redemption 2, you had to have 2 discs.
Yeah,
too big to fit. I think that's part of the reason I see physical media going out after next generation, or even the generation after if it's lucky.
Maybe 2 to 3 years time, do you think?
Yeah, like after the PS6 and whatever the next Xbox is after that, would probably not have even optical disc drives, because I think that'll go by the wayside.
Yeah.
It's just a big bottleneck and a big cost. Plus, digital media is just getting to be more consumed nowadays. Yes,
it's popular in the UK. People buy digital, and every YouTuber is screaming, like, why are you rating digital, everything? But you can't resell those digital games. That's the only downside to that. But with physical ones, you can, which is obviously the biggest thing for us, isn't it? If you've played the game and you finished it, you can just trade and get another one, half price.
Just don't go to GameStop.
I know that. I heard they're closing more stores down. Is that right in your country?
That's right. I think they closed down, 200 stores.
They can't last this long, can they?
Unless they change something up drastically.
Yeah, this.
But I don't know.
This is why I'm worried about the UK as well, because the game is very similar to your GameStop as well. So they have to sell like Lego and T-shirts and stuff to make more sales, but instead of games, which is, I don't know if it's the same in your country, but I think they must be same parallel to us in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have like merchandise on game shops as well to make it up for it as well.
Yeah, like you see a lot of things in GameStop, like shirts and statues and like whatever they call them, the big-headed toys.
Oh, bobbleheads.
Yeah. Well, no, not those. Like they're
different.
They're like some very specific brand. They don't like bobble or anything. They're just toys with big heads.
Yeah, toys with big heads. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I like those.
Like pop
yeah.
something. Or
Oh, Pop Final. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They just can't survive on game sales by themselves now. It's
Yes.
really sad.
Yeah, even they can't sell their secondhand games anymore. They're just people just buy digital stuff and they have to go outside. That's the easy convenience of being a digital owner, isn't it? As well.
You're right. Yep.
As review,
I still like having my my physical media.
Yeah.
I actually went to GameStop to pick up a couple games for the PlayStation 4. My wife is a huge Tomb Raider, so I picked up Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider for a combined total of like $30.
Ooh, good deal. Nice.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been possible without like pre-owned games. And unfortunately, with digital media coming into light, that's just not gonna happen anymore.
Did you say Skylar likes Tomb Raider? Because it cut off a little bit. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
We actually played the 2013 Tomb Raider on our channel.
Yeah.
Or on my channel.
Yeah, I seen you play that. You did really well in that game.
Nah, no, I didn't.
Well,
Third-person shooters are not my specialty.
Yeah, I played Shadow of the Tomb Raider and I just didn't feel the connection with Lara Croft in that one. It's just, I think the franchise is gone. It's finished now. I think they need to move on with something else. There's only so much they could beat a dead horse to the bits, you know.
That's true. Although there is something to be said about like a long-standing franchise, like Nintendo's perfected this. Mario's been around for 35 years. And, you know, some people get tired of him, but there's no denying his games.
Yeah.
I think I saw something a while ago that was like, you know, Mario's been in 200 games. It's insane.
Yeah. Oh, he just said a really good comment. Your wife is awesome. Tomb Raider fan. I'm also a Tomb Raider fan. I've been a Tomb Raider fan since day of PS1. I remember the PS1 days. Yes, I remember playing Tomb Raider with the violin sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get around to those, but you know, I haven't bought those games.
I played Tomb Raider 2. That was a really good sequel to the original. Because they improved a lot of the controls. You could do backflips and you could do like wall jump. I remember wall jump here, wall jump there, twist your torso, and it looked impossible in real life to do, but hey.
Probably because it was.
Yeah.
Unless you're a contortionist and gymnast.
Yeah. But it was so hard, that game. Tomb Raider 3 was an absolute joke. Nobody played that game. I hated it. They went back to the original formula, and it just didn't work for me, so...
No. Well, I'll have to take your word for it, because I'm not familiar with those ones, but the reimagining ones, I have played the first one, but not Rise yet. And, I'm looking forward to getting to them, but I've got a big enough backlog as it is.
Yeah, you got so much stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, and I've got a lot of stuff going on too with just, you know, real life stuff.
Yep, real life people. There we go. There's a word of the evening for me in my UK territory. Responsibility.
Responsibility with great power comes.
Because there's responsibility. That's it, Spider-Man.
But you're right. Like when we get older, we have all these that you just didn't have as a kid. Like, when we were kids, we had all the time in the world to play video games, things that we wanted to do.
Yes.
Now we just don't. You know.
Yeah. True.
Like I'm lucky if I get to play video games, and even then I feel like I should be doing something more productive, like doing something on my house.
Yeah. Do you like doing DIY projects, like making stuff?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I screw things up more often than not. But like I do have visions of what I want to do with the house.
Yeah.
It's just I lack the ability to actually do it myself.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it says Kieran says you could do backflips in 2 and 1, just not the ladder. Laura didn't climb ladders until 2.
Yeah, that's a skill she didn't learn until then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is this thing? You call it a ladder?
Ladder. There's a lad, and it's a No. Do you remember Angel Darkness? I never played that game because I heard it's the worst game ever made. But apparently she has RPG elements like, I can open doors now. I can...
I've unlocked the ability to open a door.
I know. It's just so hilarious.
What's next? Oh, a fork. I learned how to use it to eat food.
Use the forks, Luke. Or this says, use the forks, Laura. You silly beep.
Alright. Well, I've got another question for you.
Yeah, cool.
What are your hopes and goals for your channel for the next 5 years? What do you hope to... What are some goals that you have for your channel? 1
is get to 1K subs. 2 is to get green screen. 3 is to build more of my audience and talk to them more and get some more features and learn, edit my videos better. 4, 5, learn some more new techniques and video editing skills. That's what I want to look into. Just make it more pop, more fun and do more animation work, things like that.
Kieran says Angel of Darkness is an absolute poop hole of a game.
Yes, it is. Right. You're right, Kieran, about that one. It's an absolute cancer of a game. Even Angry Video Nerd said it's an abomination as well. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think those are good goals. I think the 1,000 subscribers thing, I think you can do it. You're over halfway there.
Yeah. Oh, screen glitch.
Oh, am I glitching out?
You can still talk. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think those are good goals to have. You mentioned green screen. That's interesting.
Green screen is basically what filmmakers use to put image behind you.
Yeah. Yep. You want to put a green screen behind you so you can just have yourself in the game rather than your stuff.
Yeah, so I can play my games and remove this stuff around, basically.
Yeah, those are popular to have for a lot of streamers.
Yeah. Oh dear, it's the image is... Oh no, it's like TV, it's crumbling, oh no, what's happening?
Uh-oh. Oh gosh.
Do you see it?
Now my face is cut off.
Oh no. Well, you'll be alright. Everyone's seen your face, you know what you look like. Oh, I know!
It's horrible!
Oh,
I'm being distorted!
What's going on, Discord? Discord?
If you want, I can try disconnecting and you can call me back if you want.
Whatever you... Shall we do that again? Refix it, maybe?
Yeah, let me disconnect from this and I'll join you in a sec.
Okay. Oh, dear. Ah, there we go. We're back.
Are we back?
Stay screen, please. Okay, we're back. Sorry,
right.
Sorry about that.
Back to Retrodude.
Well, sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but it just went...
Oh, that's okay.
It looked like it did the 80s famous, analog screen, like...
Yep, the good old days.
The good old days. Jeff's a video game. He's glitched off the screen.
I've achieved my lifelong goal of becoming a video game.
Oh,
that's funny.
Who's your favorite video game character? I forgot to ask you about that actually.
Yoshi.
Obviously, apart from Yoshi.
Apart from Yoshi, that's actually tough. It's got to be a Nintendo one because I'm a Nintendo guy. It's either got to be Link from The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Or Pit from Kid Icarus Uprising.
Nice. Bring that back on the Switch, guys. Come on, Nintendo.
No, please, I'll play it. I will pay. That's a game I'll pay $60.
Oh, I'll throw my money immediately. I'll say, take my money now, quick.
Take it. I just want the game on my Switch.
Yeah.
I bought a new 3DS in hopes that the second analog stick would be able to be used for aiming and stuff, but it wasn't.
Yeah. So kid,
that's the one thing about that game.
Yeah.
The controls sucked.
Oh yeah, it was balls. Yeah. Will we admit it's balls for that? You have to buy a third-party controller to go click, another analog stick.
Well, even then, like, the second analog stick did the same thing as the first analog stick. It didn't control anything.
Kieran says, achieved to be in the game. Pity it's so glitchy.
I know, yeah. I'm going to have to talk to the developers about that. They got to get it right.
Yeah, they...
We're going to have another Bloodstained Switch thing.
Oh, man, I bought that. It's so terrible on the Switch. What the hell happened?
Oh, well.
Yeah, oh, well.
Let's see. I think that's all the questions I had written down.
Cool.
I can try to think of some other ones, though.
Hmm.
Like, we've gone on for 2.5 hours, but I feel like I could go for another 2.5 more.
Well, sadly for me, I've got to go to bed in a couple of hours' time because I've got to work tomorrow as well, so...
Yeah, that's the time difference, man. For me, it's only 4:30.
Oh, is it 4:30 in the afternoon where you are now?
Yep.
I guess.
I've still got like half a day ahead of me.
Ah, yeah, me, it's nighttime now. Weird. It's so weird in a parallel universe. UK is darker and yours is lighter.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question for you. This is like cliche to ask at this point because everybody asks this question all the time, but I want to hear this.
Okay.
If you were stranded on an island with only one game to play, what would it be and why?
Oh! Thinking. I'm thinking cap on. Oh my god. Link to the Past, obviously. I'll play that game for years until to the day I go bye-bye. Yeah.
That game's great. I want to do another playthrough of it because, well, it's on the Switch now because of the SNES games.
Nintendo, please do a remake of the Link to the Past, please. Like the Link's Awakening. Do it.
Honestly, I'll just take the original version. Like, it aged like fine wine. It's so good.
Oh, Kieran says, Retro, if you decide to get a green screen, please make sure you know how to fold it. When you put it away, they're a pain in the bum to sort out. Yeah, I know about the creases situation. There's a thing I'm looking into. There's a Elgato green screen. It stretches up and then it folds in like that.
Oh, interesting. Like a projector screen.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, but it basically comes in a little case like this, and you just pull it out and it goes retract. I will never get
There's
actually
a webcam. I don't know if it's released yet, but there's one that I heard about a while ago that you don't even need a green screen. It'll just cut you out of cut the background out and just leave you.
Oh, right.
Automatically.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
I don't know how well it actually works, but that's another alternative.
I think I prefer the green screen thing because that's one thing I want to do. I like to do like funny shorts. Me as Retrodude saying, you know what I hate? I could do like a Peter Griffin thing. This is one of the things I want to do is like what we talked to this well, for me this evening in my country and your place in afternoon. Do like funny rants about microtransactions or cancers, blah blah blah. Why do we have to have these stupid updates? I actually did one video back in my old days. I did the thing with the PS4. It's like updates are so garbage. Like cartridges are for the win. Ha ha ha. It's fast loading, bitch. That's why I said it. And everyone laughed at that. I thought that was
Kieran
funny.
Says, or get the Elgato one. That ought to do it. Yeah, Jeff. That is the Logitech C922.
Yeah. I think.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was out on the market yet or not.
Yeah, it's pretty good value. I think I saw it for UK for about 80, 90 quid. Or I think about 90 quid.
The C920 probably. I can't imagine the C922 would be that cheap.
But mine doesn't do 4K, which I'm not going to get into 4K just yet. I'm going to upgrade my PC to make beast of that 4K, to be honest. Mine can't do that yet. It says it can do 4K, but it won't really do 4K.
I'm still on laptop, so I won't be doing 4K anytime soon.
And also, 4K it'll take up more bandwidth with me, especially my internet provider is garbage, so it won't happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is pretty decent, but my hardware, I'm not going to spend the money. Like I once went through the specs that I wanted with one of my friends who builds computers.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, what do you want?" And I'm like, "Well, I want 16 or 24 gigabytes of RAM. I want a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
I want like 128 gigabyte SSD. I want water cooling." And
of course.
We number crunched it, and it would have been like $3,000 to build it. So.
Ouch.
I mean, that was back in 2016, so.
Yeah.
You know how that is, but. needless to say, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep with my laptop.
Yeah, apparently, you might want to look into this. There's apparently a company, I don't know what they're called, but you probably can search this on Google. You can borrow a server space, and you can apparently get powers from other side, and it streams over the internet, like internet hardware, if you will. It's interesting, but I don't know how it works. But apparently, they can stream like say you got an 8 GB video card from their side, and yours is like, say, I don't know, 1 gig or 2 gig. Yours will go up. If you had constant internet connection, that's the only downside. You have to have an internet connection to make the hardware work with your old hardware. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, which is strange. Yeah, take a beefy gaming PC to run 4K. Yeah, everyone's talking about 4K, 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 4K at the moment. Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah, meanwhile, a lot of the games that I play are on the Switch, so 1080p can be a struggle at times.
Oh yeah, 720p. Yeah, it's okay resolution, but that's like an Xbox 360, and the Xbox One did a 720, didn't they? And I just went, oh, Xbox, why?
Yeah, for some games. Yeah.
For some games, it can only do maximum 900p maximum on the Xbox One. Is that right? And I think it's similar to the PS4,
maybe the original.
isn't it? Or maybe the original
might have been 900p.
Yeah. 900p, yeah. Nobody likes 900p.
When Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, I found out it was going to only run at 900p. I'm like, that's a really weird number. Why is that? And then I come to find out it's perfectly in between 720 and 1080p. That's why, it's a pretty standard resolution, actually.
Is that for the dock? Is that for the dock resolution? Maybe 900p.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For the handheld, it was like 720.
Yeah. Yeah, 720p is not going to cut in 2019, I'm sorry. Or even 2020, next year, sorry. Get rid of it.
Ooh, here's another unrelated question for you.
Ooh, yes.
It's kind of cliche to ask, too, but what would you say your favorite game controller is?
Yeah.
Mine, personally, is the Switch Pro controller.
This one. Yeah, I love this one.
SN30 Pro.
Yeah, the best controller.
SN30 Pro Bros.
Obviously, the Super Nintendo controller. Yeah, it's an amazing controller. It's so comfortable to hold. I never liked the I never liked the NES controller. I'll tell you why. The sharp edges would make my hands go like, ow. You know.
I can understand that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine definitely the Switch Pro controller because it's just so comfortable to hold. It's got a lot of features and it just gets everything right, in my opinion.
Shame the D-pad.
Except for the price.
Yeah.
The price is not exactly favorable.
The D-pad is apparently not the best, I heard from a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's the whole reason I bought this is because the D-pad on the Switch Pro controller is just not very favorable.
It's super sexy, people. It's super lovely.
That's good.
Yeah.
Also, it's interesting that my camera is mirrored. I think my camera is mirrored. Like, you can see that.
Yeah, I know, but mine is
backwards.
Mine's going the other way. Yeah, I know. It's flipped. That's the
That's
problem.
alright.
I need to figure out how to fix that. I don't know why my webcam does that. It goes
Your
like
webcam looks right on mine.
Yeah, it just looks weird. Because Zelda, you see the Zelda POTUS must be that sad as well. No, it's just strange. I don't know.
Well, Retrodude, I think I'm pretty much out of questions for you.
Yeah, I think should we stop now? Yeah, I think we covered
Probably should. It's been nearly 3 hours, but I've had a great time. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on. And everyone, go and subscribe to Yoshi Fanatic now. It's in the description of my video.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Mixer, and you can join my Discord. I don't do a whole lot on there other than update, but
I've joined your Discord
check
chat
it out
as well.
If you want to.
Yeah, I definitely subscribe to his. Yeah, go and do that. And okay, guys, if you'd like to be featured like this on Discord for an interview, just let me know in the comments or give me a message, anything like that, which will be cool. So yeah, okay. Last question before we go. Obviously, Kieran has said the last thing. My favorite controller for the retro gaming is the 6-button Genesis Mega Drive. For the modern gaming, it's the Xbox One. But that's interesting.
I do like the Xbox One controller a lot. It's probably my number 3.
Yeah.
Like, it's either that or DualShock 4. Like, those two are pretty equal for me.
Oh, DualShock 4 is lovely to hold. I love the D-pad on that one. It's brilliant.
Yeah, like, And like for me, I always prefer to have my joystick in the upper left position, like the Xbox One or the Switch Pro controller. That's the only thing I don't like about not the only thing, but one of the big things I don't like about the DualShock 4.
Yeah.
I just like the Xbox layout a lot better.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, DualShock 4 is an excellent controller, like you said.
Excellent. All right then, guys. Well, I think we're going to go now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Kieran, for contributing in the chat. Even though
thanks, Kieran.
So thank you, Kieran. All right then. Remember to please like, comment, and subscribe. And as Retrodude says, retro forever, and keep on gaming, people. And would you like to say your famous signature before we go?
I don't really have anything.
There you go.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Retrodude and hit that bell icon.
Okay, yeah.
You'll be notified whenever he streams or posts a video.
Get him to 100 subs, please, for me.
Yeah, 100 sub special will be our Smash Bros with the fans.
Yay!
Want to see that happen? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel.
All right then, guys. We're out. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Cheers.